This is for the sled dogs in the trenches. Real hockey parents, real stories. The good and the gong show. No filters, no sugarcoating, no politics. Just straight hockey talk and the best guests around the barn. Welcome to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast. All right, boys, grind them corners, chirp responsibly, and bring that savage fire.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, powered by Pacific Rink, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches.
That's right. And just in case you were wondering, it's episode 68.
It is.
It is
68.
Yes, and thank you to Big John Dangles for our sick intro. You can catch him at Big John Dangles.
At Instagram.
Instagram.
BJD.
BJD. Big John Dangles Instagram. He has really funny stuff. This shit is very good.
You know, those kids, those are some mature kids.
Dude, he does a nice job with that stuff, man. I don't know how he does that. He's a talented dude.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, my kids were saying it.
Were they?
Yeah.
They were going through the, dude, it's catchy.
Yeah, no, it's totally
it's
catchy.
super catchy.
No doubt.
Like it's grown.
Like when I first saw them, I was like, you kind of see it once, and I was like, I kind of get the gist. But no, man,
You're down with it now?
Oh,
you were always down, but you're like really down with it now?
I was never not down.
Yeah, no, I know
like,
what you mean, but now you're like really down with it.
Oh, it's creative. It's really good.
It is, isn't it? And with our intro music in the background, I think it's pretty legit.
No doubt.
Legitness.
It is legitness.
It is legitness.
You saw that video? Legitness?
Too legitness to quitness?
No, not
Too
that.
legit.
There's some kid that said like it was a skateboarding video
Wow,
from back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that Bobby Brown, by the way?
Who? Too legit to quit?
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Bobby Brown because of MC Hammer and those Geico commercials?
Oh, I'm
now?
sorry. It is MC Hammer. Fuck, dude. That was my bad.
No, I don't know that. Wait.
Who's the too legit to quit?
Too legit.
It's not Bobby Brown.
Too legit to quit.
I think you're right. I think it is.
Too legit.
Right. I was wrong. Right?
Wow. I'm pretty sure. Yo, look that up, Jamie.
I am, bud.
Look at that. Since we spoke
MC
last, you
Hammer,
figured
bro.
out how to use both at the same time.
I
The
can't
microphone.
talk and type at the same time. It's not a skill of mine.
No, you'll get there.
Not good at
yet.
multitasking. Actually, that's not true. I actually am good at multitasking, just not that type of multitasking.
Where you have to like scratch your head and rub your belly.
Yeah, I know. I've tried it. It doesn't work too often.
Not so good, huh?
For whatever reason. I am not bad at multitasking, even though men generally are not bad at it. I'm not awful at it. My ADHD does not help it. But normally talking and typing at the same time, not a skill.
No, that's a no-go.
That's why I ask you to do it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I don't talk when I do it either.
Probably not.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's my
doesn't
bad.
really
Too legit to quit is not Bobby
But
Brown.
you've seen the MC Hammer commercials.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't touch this. Unreal. I feel so old right
Great
now.
song back in the
I
day.
feel so old.
But our listeners are the same age
Some of them are
for
for
the
sure.
most part. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure we have younger ones too, but like,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't. Yeah.
So where were we? We were just introing episode 68,
That is
and
exactly where
we got some partners to shout out.
we do.
Howie's
Shall
Hockey.
we? Crazy 10. If you guys need tape, laces, gear, Scott's favorite, the candle, my favorite, the scissors. You know, I mean, Stacy's son's favorite, the t-shirt, the light blue t-shirt. I mean, it's like you can't go wrong with this stuff. Again, the logo is sick, second best in youth hockey next to ours. But they actually have some legit tape, some legit laces. They have really good gear. The gear bag is awesome. Like you could put your sharpening stones, your tape, your whatever you got, you can stick in there. It's pretty legit. They're a really good company. So if you guys need anything, go to howieshockey.com and use the code crazy10 for 10% off your Howie's Hockey gear.
Yo, you know what I will say about those tape bags is
Yeah.
they get heavy, dude.
They do.
They get way too heavy. I think they need
Sometimes too heavy. Like
sometimes
you pack too much into it.
Always too heavy.
It doesn't like it.
Well, I think the
Starts
bag is
bursting
fine,
at the seams a little bit.
but it starts to get it's like you're carrying that much extra weight.
Bro, so do you know what the remedy to that is? Because you're right. When you put too much into it, the bag kind of starts to fray and fall apart.
I've not experienced that yet.
I have. Do you know what the answer to that is? Go buy a Pacific Ring one.
Oh, Pacific Rink also makes good gear.
The Pacific Ring tape bag is
Yeah.
pretty legit. Dom's had it in his bag literally for like
ages.
7 years.
Yeah. Really? Wow. You're an early adopter.
I am.
Early adopter.
Yeah, and it has not failed me.
Let's go. Giddy up.
Yeah. So you guys go check out Pacific Ring stuff. They have phenomenal shit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. Good call out on that.
You like that one?
Yeah, that was good.
Not to slight Howie's. Howie's is good. Don't get me wrong. Pacific Ring's a little bit better.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know better than me.
I do.
So on that note, let's talk about training, shall we?
Coach Kevin.
Coach Kevin, the off season is upon us. The warmer days are not enough, I'll tell you that much, here in northern Jersey, but bound to be plentiful. Nonetheless, anyone that's looking to, it's a good, plentiful, right?
That is a good word.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But for any parents out there that are looking for some solutions for your kids to get more reps in the off season and not get on the ice, check out hockeytraining.com. Coach Kevin has an extensive library of off ice drills to work on stick handling, speed, strength, agility. All this off ice transfers directly to on ice performance. So check out hockeytraining.com. Look at Coach Kevin that was at Hockey Training HQ on Instagram.
Hockey Training HQ.
Yep, check it out.
Library.
But tons and tons and tons of stuff you if you're a beer leaguer or your kid can get after in the off season. So check them out.
That's right. And then what you should do is if you're a beer leaguer or you're a kid just doing some of the training like as off ice stuff, you should make sure that you do it in Titan battle gear, which is the safest base layer in hockey. So we trust our kids in Titan battle gear. We think it's the best protection for our kids. We think it has the most stylish the kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Stylish offerings.
We do.
You know, for our kids. I mean, they have some pretty sick like camo ones in a couple different colors. There's a black. There's like a
splatter paint.
The splatter paint is cool.
Drip.
The ice cream is very cool.
Dude.
They also have what you have a
No, go and then I'll tell you.
Well, I was gonna say the USA Hockey one is pretty legit too. They just kind of partner with the USA Hockey. So the USA Hockey one is sweet. The Miami one is sweet. Dom's got the Miami one. He's got the one with the palm trees. They have really cool stuff.
Yeah, they do.
So we trust our kids in Titan battle gear. I know it's not cheap. However, it's the best protection on the market. We spend a lot of money in this game. Why not? You don't want to short your kid when it comes to protection. You don't want to have a run-in with a skate blade. Trust me, you don't want to go down that road. I've seen some nasty things up close. If we can avoid it, let's avoid it. Go buy your kids Titan battle gear. Use the code CrazyDads10 for 10% off your Titan battle gear. Go into our show notes. You'll see the link. It's titanbattlegear.com/crazyhockeydads. Go get your Titan battle gear today.
Whoa. And I totally forgot what I was going to say.
You were going to say, oh yeah, you were going to say something.
I was.
About the splatter paint, the drip.
Splatter paint, the drip.
Ice cream.
The drip. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
You ever watch Ali G?
Not in a long time.
Do you remember when he was interviewing Trump?
No, you've brought this up to me before.
Dude.
And you told me to go watch it and I don't think I did.
Oh, that's
but you said
mistake.
It was pretty funny.
Oh, hysterical.
Yeah,
right, well,
yeah.
Anyway, I'll send
and
you
Trump
the
had
link.
no idea he was basically being punked, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was pitching him, Ali G was pitching him a new invention called an ice cream glove. And it solved the problem of ice cream that drips down a cone and gets on your hand.
You said that. Was Trump falling for it? Was he like, yeah, it's a great product? Or was he like, dude, this thing is shit? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I think at one point he was really like, I think he thought that this guy, yeah, maybe at first. And then he was like,
he figured it out.
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly.
Right. I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Ice cream glove.
You've mentioned that to me before.
Fucking
Ali
funny.
G with Trump.
Ali G was funny.
When you say that, it makes me think of Borat.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Like,
yeah, it does.
Like with those interviews that he did.
Oh, they were
The suit
hysterical.
is black, not.
My wife.
My brother Bilo.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
So funny, dude.
Oh,
The suit is black, not. The suit is not black. The suit is black.
I don't know how that guy didn't get
Not. He also goes, the suit is black.
Not.
Not.
Yeah, he would always have that kind of like head
Yeah,
bob,
he
like,
did.
thing going on.
Very funny.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, the dictator with him was phenomenal, by the way.
So
You know?
so good. Anyhow,
Yes.
Okay, so as we digress and just giggle
Sorry.
at this. Also to round things out, let's not forget about Athletic Performance Insight. Any managers, coaches out there that are thinking about video review and analytics for your team next season, maybe you haven't started it yet. You're looking for something to do it with. Maybe you're unhappy with the current situation you got. Check out athleticperformanceinsight.com. Go to the contact form, fill it out, reach out to Eric. He would be more than happy to do a demo of the platform with you, and also break down a game for free so you can see all the analytics that come through with his platform. It's teams as young as mites all the way up to college programs use Athletic Performance Insight for all of their team analytics, individual player analytics. So check it out and take a look.
Yeah, Eric's great. Well, like I said, I think I mentioned that we were using his platform this year.
Yeah, you did.
Our coaches jumped on it.
Yep.
Which is great.
That's amazing. Dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And new users get 10% off a season subscription by mentioning
$100 value.
Crazy Hockey Dads.
$100 value.
Yeah, well, we should probably double check
spend that money
to
on a
make
Pacific
sure.
Ring tape bag, especially if you got a lot of stuff in it.
Tape bags get too heavy.
That's what I'm saying. The Pacific Ring one
that's
is made
what,
very well, so it will not break. You can load the shit out of it.
And it actually gets lighter as you put more in there.
It will not break. I mean, Dominic and I took our Pacific Ring stuff to Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otto wears his backpack to school
Does he?
every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah. It travels with us wherever we go, which is awesome. It was fun, man. So
Reliable.
We both were away this weekend.
Ish, you were more away than I was.
Okay. Well, you didn't sleep in your house,
Yes.
so you were away.
That's true. I'm just saying yours was further.
You technically were in another state.
Listen, it checks a lot of the boxes.
Right?
And
I
on
mean-
paper, if you were not savvy with local geography,
True.
you might be able to convince someone you were actually on vacation.
Listen, you were probably about like 7 miles from your house, right?
Yeah, which made it easy.
But you were in another state.
It's true.
Technically, you were in a city, a big city.
Yes,
I mean, so you were away.
We were.
Would you like to tell everybody where you were?
Yes. New York City. All the way from New Jersey.
All the way from right over the bridge.
But we did.
Like Scott is, we're right over the bridge.
Yeah.
Like right over. Like we probably are about, how far would you say we are from the GW right now?
12 minutes.
I was going to say, right, exactly. It's
12
It's
minutes.
very close.
Yeah.
Super close.
But no, it was cool. We went to an escape room.
I saw
and
the
then we went
picture.
out to Korean barbecue. I gotta say, shout out Otto. And
For
no,
what,
but
for
to
Korean
a lesser
barbecuing?
extent, no, for trying new stuff.
The food or the
like-
escape room?
No, the escape room. He was hot.
That
and
was like
cold
Mission
with
Impossible stuff.
It was like his participation. No, we didn't have Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Well, he was like crawling under laser beams. If that's not Mission Impossible, I don't know
and
what
that,
it is.
Yes. Sorry,
Right?
now I see the connection there. Yes, no, he was doing that.
Yeah.
No, but
It was on our Instagram.
when we were at Korean barbecue. If you've ever gone, or for those that haven't, like they give you all these sides.
I
that
have
go,
not.
Oh, it's good.
I have not done Korean barbecue.
So they give you like these like side salads that that kind of line the table, and they're all different types of cold appetizers.
Right.
And
It looked good from what I saw in the pictures.
yeah, but some of them have like different flavors that we don't grow up with here.
Right.
And my Otto went for I said, here, try this. And he goes, what is that? I go, it's kimchi. And he goes, what's it like? It's like, I don't know. It's definitely a little spicy, so be prepared. But it's like, kind of.
Isn't kimchi like a not to say a lettuce, but
Cabbage.
it's like a cabbage, right?
Cabbage,
Exactly,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's like fermented.
Right. It's like not to say like coleslaw. It's not like coleslaw, but it's like like cabbage. Right.
Yeah, it's like pickled and
Right,
it's like
correct.
spicy and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But it's definitely got like different flavors.
He liked it.
He thought it was okay. He would. He would definitely try it again. But the point is that I would just like
He's trying new stuff.
he was trying all this. It was like fresh tofu with like
Hard to get kids to try
with
new
like
stuff.
sesame with like this sesame
Oh,
dressing, and
okay.
he was like black sesame dressing. He
Okay.
got down with that.
Did he like any of it?
There was nothing. Mushrooms too. He was like trying to different kinds of mushrooms.
Like grilled or like
Grilled. They weren't cooked enough.
They were a little squishy inside.
Yeah, which is fine if you
You
like
can eat it raw, you
mushrooms.
can eat it raw.
But if you don't like mushrooms, they're usually better if they're more like crispy and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
salt,
yeah. I'm with you.
Anyway,
Okay, but he ate him.
anyway, he tried all the things, and it was some of it he liked, some of it he didn't. He was just like down to try stuff. I was like, dude, that's pretty good on you, man.
I mean, listen, it's hard to get kids to change their stick, let alone try new foods.
Yeah.
So that's impressive that he did. I mean, again, from the pictures, it looked like guys had some like meat was cooking on the table there.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yeah.
What's that place called? Do you remember what it's called?
Yeah.
Is that like Mimi or something like that?
No. Oh, Mommy?
Mom.
No, that's a local place here.
Oh, got it. Then you guys went for ice cream, right?
We went for ice cream
ice
last
cream
night.
action?
Yeah, that last night.
The escape room looked cool.
The escape room was cool. Food was good. Yeah, it was good.
You guys saved the Mona Lisa?
We did. We saved the Mona Lisa. We actually got out with less than 5 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Would you have 45 minutes in there?
1 hour.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, 1 hour. Have you ever do one of them?
I have not.
Oh.
It's funny. We've
You should go.
almost done them a couple times. We stayed in a hotel last summer that had its own escape rooms, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We did not do them though. I wanted to,
It's pretty cool.
but we didn't do them.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys got out.
We got out.
So
we
let
did.
me ask you a question. Who triggered the laser beams to come across the room? Or were they there when you walked in?
No, they weren't there, but they.
So you did something to trigger them.
Yes.
So what did you do to trigger them?
I think we entered a code into like a keypad,
Okay.
and then poof.
And all of a sudden the laser beams came on?
Yes, either that or we entered in like I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Was Otto blindfolded doing that?
No.
Oh, because you were like talking him through it.
Oh, because he couldn't see like from behind, like if he was gonna like stick his leg through one of the lasers.
Got it.
Yeah, but he got tripped up the first time. He
He set it off?
he set it off.
And they reset it?
Yeah, and then when you do something, he reset it, and there was a second try. He got through.
Oh, he did? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so they give you a second try.
Yeah, you'd have as many as you wanted, actually.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, otherwise
They want you to have a good experience, not to like just
You're just
be
sitting
super
there and,
frustrated.
like,
Like, get me the fuck out of here. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you'd be like,
Sorry, we can't help
Because you
you.
know they're watching you and listening to you. You're like, dude, are we done yet?
Well,
Like, can you open the door? Like,
yeah.
I don't really give a shit about the Mona Lisa. Just open the door.
Yeah, this is so boring.
I'm guaranteed there's people that do that. They're like, just get me out of here.
Probably.
Right? Like,
But I
I'm
think
done.
you have to have a pretty bad attitude.
You do have to have a bad attitude.
Unless you're legitimately get claustrophobic for some reason, but it's not even like
It wasn't a small room. It wasn't like
no.
tiny.
But I'm just trying to think of why else someone would like have to get unless it's like a bathroom.
What were some of the other rooms you could have chosen?
Oh geez, there was like the other. Well,
So that was the Mona Lisa.
there was like haunted house type stuff. There was like
Okay.
Scooby Doo.
Okay. Got it.
There was other types of like murder, mystery, thrill.
Okay.
And we there's only 2 options that weren't like extremely difficult and
Oh,
there
there were levels of difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay, so these were kid friendly and not terribly difficult.
Oh, it was like I don't know, 3 out of 5 difficulty.
Okay, so it was mid.
Mid.
Okay,
Yeah, it was mid.
it's not bad.
No, it was good.
Nice. You guys just did one, right? Just one escape room
Yeah, no, there was not enough bandwidth for
from multiple.
yeah, getting a little hangry. Needed
Yeah,
to switch
yeah,
gears on that one,
Yeah, understood.
but it was good.
You guys went to eat after that, I'm
We
assuming.
did.
Sweet.
Yeah,
And that's when we went to the Korean barbecue joint.
That's exactly right.
Nice, man.
You're just piecing these
I'm
puzzles
just assuming.
together. Like you're
Again,
just
I don't know.
you're
I was not.
friggin-
I'm just
You're a
assuming.
sleuth. You're a sleuth.
Again, just assuming. Not sure about the sleuth thing, but just
no,
assuming.
you're just really taking those little nuggets of information and piecing it together.
Not exactly
you're a
Sher-
sharp one.
Not exactly Sherlock Holmes. I was just guessing.
You.
You. You're good. You.
How
The
about
pillow.
you?
He shoots the pillow. He goes, "You feel better?" Yeah, I do.
It sounds like what's his face from
Who? What's that? Like? Do you know who it is?
wow, Pesci.
Close.
It wasn't Joe Pesci.
No, it was. That was from Analyze This
Oh, that was
with
De Niro.
Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
You're good. You.
Billy Crystal's a name that we haven't. That's
I mean, he's
Doesn't
pretty,
come up too often.
He's pretty goddamn funny.
yeah, but that's what he's kind of a sleeper a little bit.
100%. He's a sleeper.
Yeah.
I mean, the what were those movies? Shit. What were the movies where he
3
went
Men
out?
and a Baby.
Was he in 3 Men and a Baby?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ted Danson
Billy Crystal.
and who else was in that movie?
I don't know. The other one I don't remember.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Is that right?
I think so.
Billy
I think
Crystal was the third. You
Wait.
sure about that?
No, maybe I'm
Definitely
confusing
Ted
him with-
Danson. Definitely Tom Selleck. Who's the third? Are we wrong about this? Wow, dude,
1987.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Oh no, bro. That's. Do you know what that is? From bro. Come on, that's Steve Guttenberg.
Ah,
It's
Steve
it's
Guttenberg.
from Police Academy.
Yes, Police Academy.
I mean, like,
Come on, tell me he's not a ringer for Billy.
definitely not.
Crystal?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I was wrong.
Yeah, but I mean,
But you can
another
s-
good movie, 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, tell me Tom Selleck's stash is not so on point.
Yeah. Tom Selleck, he's legit.
I mean, dude, his mustache was so on point back then.
Dude, it's fierce. Look at this
Like
guy.
some people just could not like. I mean, even today, look at him. Even today,
that
he
him
looks
today?
Yeah, man, look at him.
What a
He
stallion.
does not look bad. You know, but Billy Crystal, you're right. Billy Crystal was in those movies where he went out west with Curly. What are they called? There were 2 of them. Help me. Wow, is that Billy Crystal today?
No.
I was gonna say, who's that?
Chief of staff.
Fuck is that?
It's some politician.
What is the movie where he went out west? Help me.
City Slickers.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Analyze this.
Analyze this. He was funny,
Princess Bride.
and he was the small guy in Monsters Inc.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, he was good. No, he was definitely good. Big baseball fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good for him.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyhow. enough
but yeah,
about
so
this
you
nonsense.
had a nice weekend in the city.
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Good. Flew down to Atlanta Thursday morning early.
Yeah.
You know, so down over there pretty early. So went down it was my cousin's son's graduation from high school.
We passed out at 31 Flavors last night.
Hold on, don't tell me the movie.
Oh, come on.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You really had to
Sorry.
go there?
Sorry.
There's no way.
Sorry, brain cramp.
Brain
Oh my God, you're really dying, aren't you?
who
I
says
don't know.
brain
I think so.
cramp?
I don't know. He's like, oh my God, you're really dying. He's like, how's your bod?
Rooney.
Ferris, how's your bod? Rooney. Just roll bones on down here. Ed. Great movie.
That is so funny.
He loves it more than life itself. He wipes it down with a diaper. It is his fault he did not lock the garage.
Exactly.
Anyway, so so we went to Atlanta for the weekend. It was nice. Shout out Andrew, my cousin Allie's son. Andrew graduated from high school and is going to the
Let's
University
go.
of South Carolina, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, so we
Those
went
the
down.
Gamecocks?
They are. Yeah, so we went down to Alpharetta, just outside of Atlanta. It was nice.
Sweet.
It was we went for like 4 days. It was nice.
nice.
It was a good time.
Good. I know you went to see a Braves game. What else you get up to?
We did. Dom
down
and I
there?
went to see a Braves game. We didn't have a whole lot of time.
No, huh?
You know, we flew in really early Thursday morning, like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So we got there at like 8:15. So went to the hotel. It wasn't ready. I did a little bit of work in the lobby for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. Dom was pretty good about me doing that. He found something to do. Went and had something to eat. Then my mother and my stepfather came down, like they were there at like noon, something like that.
Right on.
So we went out to lunch with them. What did we do that first day? Why am I drawing a blank? We did something that first day. Went out to eat.
It wasn't the game?
No, that was Friday night. The game was Friday night. Dom and I went to
Oh,
the
you
game
went
Friday night.
Thursday morning.
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah, I forgot what we did on Thursday. Anyway, I know what we did. We saw my mother's cousins on my mom's side,
Nice.
my Uncle Jeff's kids. So we saw that. That was a big table. That was like 17 of us,
Oh, wow.
something like that. It's a big group.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a big family. My 2 cousins have a big family. So Carly and Lauren and their kids came. It was cool. It was
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. Good to see them and their husbands and
Wow, I
their
haven't
kids. The kids
seen
are
them
getting,
in ages.
They were asking about you. The kids are getting big.
Their kids.
Are getting big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were asking about you.
Oh, yeah?
They brought up the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
So Lauren, I pulled up she pulled up our Instagram, or somebody pulled up our Instagram, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's Scott. I haven't seen him in years." She's like, "Sorry," and she looks at her husband. She's like, "Sorry, Ricardo." She's like, "I thought I was going to marry him back then."
Ah.
That's what she said.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she said to Ricardo. She's like, "Sorry, Ricardo." Ricardo's an awesome dude. So is Curtis, Carly's husband, my other cousin's
right
husband. But yeah, it was fun. And here's something really funny, bro. So we had dinner with them. It was really nice, and it was good seeing them. And we wound up, and then we left. And then later on, Carly's like, she's like, Jamie, she's like, I came home. She's like, and I was talking to a friend of mine whose family, their kids play ice hockey.
Uh-huh.
She's like, and I said, oh, you should go listen to my cousin. My cousin has a podcast with his good buddy. Like, you should go listen to his podcast. And they're like, what is it? And she told them, and they already listened to it.
That's what's up.
How funny is that, dude?
That's
in
what's
freaking
up.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, we are in all 50 states, but like, it's when it like hits home, it's pretty fucking nuts.
R.I.P. Atlanta Thrashers.
Seriously, I'm assuming one's going to come back because the sports situation down there is pretty on point.
Yeah.
I mean, the arena that the Falcons play in, the Mercedes-Benz, is very legit. The old Turner Field is now a college stadium. Truist Park, where the Braves play, is very legit. They did a fucking ridiculous job.
How old is that building?
I think it's very new.
Yeah.
I know,
How does it compare to Yankee Stadium?
That's actually a really good question. I want to say Yankee Stadium is Yankee Stadium 15 years old?
But which one do you like more?
Oh, you're asking which I like more.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So Yankee Stadium has more mystique.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's Yankee Stadium. I mean, Braves have won stuff, but it's not Yankee Stadium, right? So the Braves Truist Park opened in 2017.
All right.
It was good. There were some pretty cool places to eat. There is this thing called it's a nice facility, and the area around it is like it's almost like Patriot Place up in New England where the Patriots play. They did like a nice job of like bars and restaurants around it.
Right.
It's actually really nice. And it's not in the city; it's in the suburbs.
Yeah.
It's like its own little area, so it's cool. The food there was good. There's this thing called the bat flip. Okay, which is like a hamburger on steroids.
Okay. It's a giant hamburger.
It's fucking enormous.
Really?
It's got like brisket on it and multiple patties.
But wait,
and
is it like
jalapenos?
Is it the same size as a normal burger and just taller?
Pull up the bat flip.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Well, if you pull up I want you to see it. So if I pull it up on my computer, you can't see it.
Oh.
So if you pull up the bat flip, we were going to get it. It's $100 hamburger.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We were going to get it, but it's for 4 people. I mean, how stupid would we have looked? I wanted to get it in the worst way.
Holy fuck.
It's big. It's like 7 inches tall.
You should have gotten it. Why did you not get it?
Because I spoke to the lady. I'm like, can you tell me about the bat flip? She's like, yeah. She's like, it's great. She's like, it's for 4 people. And I'm like, I look at Dominic. I'm like, dude, like we can't bring this home. Like, what are we going to do with this thing?
You have an experience. That is what you do with it.
I was we wound up getting other stuff there, like chicken fingers, which were not as good as Yankee Stadium. But then we got like other.
Wait, did
burgers.
they have ice cream chicken?
No.
This is already down.
No ice cream chicken.
Down in the rankings without ice cream chicken.
I'm not going to lie. We walked around the entire ballpark. It's a pretty ballpark. Don't get me wrong.
No ice cream chicken.
No ice cream chicken.
Not okay.
Not like Yankee Stadium. The food was good.
Yeah.
Like they had some things that were decent. The bat flip would have been very cool, but again, it was enormous. Like, what am I going to do with that?
You do your best. You do your best. That's what you do.
Well, maybe we should have.
You just do your best.
To be honest with you, I didn't want to throw up during the game either.
Listen, doing your best would be also not throwing up.
True. Very true. So Dom did like ice cream, and he did like, what else did he do? He did like other stuff.
Okay.
He did like other stuff there. He got like a bat, I think it was on our Instagram. He's got like, it's like a plastic bat and the top pops off and they fill it with popcorn. Oh. That was cool. It was country music night.
Oh yes. You got your country hats.
So we walked in and we got like,
you guys were looking
like Atlanta Braves cowboy hats with the Atlanta Brave logo on the front of it. Again, I'm not a Braves fan, but it was cool. It's just cool to go to another ballpark.
No doubt.
So, and it was a nice park. They did a nice job. I mean, the place was jamming.
Yeah, good.
And it was like it wanted to rain, but it didn't, which was great.
Oh, so probably the temperature was down?
It wasn't awful. Yeah, it was like 70.
Overcast?
It was overcast.
That's nice.
Yep, It was definitely overcast. Yeah, it was a 7:00 start. It was nice, to be honest with you. It was cool. It was a nice experience. The ballpark is nice.
That's awesome, man.
So, I mean, again, I like walking around and seeing like all the stuff there.
Duh.
So it was cool. That was fun.
You're gonna melt all this stuff.
You'd melt all this stuff. But so it was good. So we bounced around Atlanta for a couple of days, dude. So we're driving like in Alpharetta, which is where my cousin lives.
Yeah. And I know what you're gonna say.
And I passed this place.
And what's it called?
The Hockey Barn.
Get the F out of here.
So it was not open. I Googled it. It's opening really soon. And it's a training facility in Alpharetta, Georgia. I think it's like a small sheet of ice, very similar to like Cutting Edge by us. Smaller. I don't think it's a full sheet. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't spend too much time on their site because they were closed. But the place looks legit. I don't know where there's hockey rinks around. I'm assuming there's somewhere since Carly's friend's kids play.
Right.
My cousin Carly's friend's kids play. Who
Look at
listens to our
this.
podcast? Right? You see it?
Yeah.
So it's a training facility, like an all-in-one training facility. I wanted to actually like interview the guy who owns it.
It says early June.
Right. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
I mean, early June is like next week, by the way.
So
I would have loved for it to be open. I would have walked in there and actually talked to the guy. So
it's pretty sick.
yeah, it looks good, right? So hockey is alive and well in Alpharetta. Yeah, man, it was fun. It was a nice weekend.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah. So it was good. Good food. We had a really nice breakfast place called the Nest Cafe.
Ooh.
Legit. Ethiopian coffee.
Yeah, no doubt.
Apparently it's pretty legit.
It is very legit.
My mother was like, "Oh my God, this is the best coffee I've ever had. What is
Yeah.
it?" So she asked the lady. She's like, "It's Ethiopian."
It's Ethiopian.
Didn't know that.
Very
I'm not
fruity.
a coffee drinker.
Very fruity.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's good.
My mother drinks black.
Yeah, me too.
You do?
It's good for black coffee because it definitely has character.
She said that.
Yeah, 100%.
She said it was like a legit.
And if you put milk in it, like you lose those like the nuance of the.
I'm pretty sure Bob, my stepfather, puts milk in his and sugar, but my mother drinks it black. She's like,
Your mom knows what's up.
She was impressed.
Yeah.
And my mother does not get impressed by coffee easily.
Well,
She said it was legit.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So the place was good. Like if I lived there, I would go to that place frequently. Food was tremendous. Like the food was very on point.
At the Nest,
The Nest Cafe in Alpharetta, downtown Alpharetta. Yeah, it was good. It was legit.
I'm looking that up. All right, nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you would like it with your palate being
Oh.
the chef that you are.
Yes.
I mean, you would actually appreciate that place. It was impressive.
Yes, dude, I'm happy for you.
I had like the Tree of Life smoothie every day, which was like honey, kale, apple. What else was it? I don't know. Whatever was in it. It was good. I had that little egg white omelet with like tomatoes, American cheese.
No, look at you.
Yeah, it was
Trying to eat healthy.
trying.
Yeah,
It was good though.
good.
It was good. Yeah. So we were down in Atlanta, bouncing around for a couple of days. A lot of fun. Graduation party was great. Again, congratulations, Andrew. Excited for him to go to South Carolina. Hopefully he winds up kicking ass there.
Play some hockey over there.
Where?
South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina.
Who does?
They have a club team.
They do.
Yeah,
You're talking about South Carolina?
yeah,
Do they really?
yeah.
I did not know
almost 100% sure. There's a guy that I skate with sometimes, and his son.
I did not know that.
I am pretty sure.
No
Because
shit.
because his son would come and skate with us sometimes, and he had like a
Okay.
game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Really? All right. That's awesome. It's a very cool area. It's a very cool area.
South Carolina Gamecock Club
Yes.
hockey.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah,
So it is.
100%. The Cox. Who would have thought?
That's what their club team is called? That's what they call their club team, the Cox?
It says cock hockey. I mean,
They couldn't think of anything better than that.
I'm just telling you what it said.
I mean,
Cockhockey.com. Oh, Lord.
that is an awful name. That is awful.
Or brilliant.
True. Fair. I mean, it's
You
fair.
can just go to my website.
Cockhockey.com.
Check me out online.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Listen, whatever works. I'm sure.
Go
listen.
Cox.
Oh God. Yeah. So Andrew is going there. So, congratulations, buddy. Hope he does well there.
Yeah, go check out a
He's
club
a smart
hockey
kid,
team.
so I think he will.
Yeah, go see the club hockey team play.
Listen, I bet you it's a spectacle.
No, listen, I don't know. I'm sure it's good.
I think well, we've talked many a times that I think that the SEC is coming with hockey.
Well,
Like it's coming. It's
Okay,
coming.
okay.
Division I hockey is coming with the SEC.
yeah. Well,
There's no
let's
question
hope.
about it because people go to that shit all the time. Down there.
Let's hope.
So yeah. So it was a fun weekend.
Good, man.
Yeah. You know, would you any hockeying on your end?
Hockeying, no, shooting pucks in the driveway.
Same, dude, same.
Shooting pucks in the
Same.
driveway, hockey wise.
Waiting
No.
for school to end.
What?
Waiting for school to end. Dom's got a couple weeks
No
left.
hockey. He's got practice. He had practice last week.
We're done.
He has practice this week.
Okay.
And he's got a couple more practices, but we'll see.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's all good. The other night at practice, I have to say, because I just want to, too many times am I complaining about things, either to myself or others.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that the other night at practice, just to give him a shout out, he looked
was on point?
He was on point. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was like not just, I don't know, him trying to.
You were watching practice.
Yeah, well, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I stopped in. I probably watched like 15 minutes.
Okay.
About 15 minutes when I got there. But
Not bad.
no, but just even like defensively, like, so he was like, they're doing a drill, whatever. He forechecked really hard, just kept his like very active stick, like
Good.
getting it into lanes, like just things that.
Isn't it funny when they actually do? Don't they look different?
You know what? That's and part of it.
They look different,
Part of
don't
the
they?
frustration.
No, you don't have to tell me.
Part of the frustration is that like it's obviously if I didn't think he could be better, I wouldn't get as frustrated. But I
understand it.
do think he can.
Of course he can.
Therefore, I do
I understand it.
Yeah.
And he will in due time.
or not.
No, he will.
Well, probably,
He
but
will. I would
he
think,
might not.
He might not, but I think the arrow points to he will. Right? I mean, they're just consistently inconsistent, like we say all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's
but
true.
when you see them do, you're like, holy shit. The problem is the consistency.
Yeah, and that's there was something that I
Right.
either listened to or read, and it was like it goes in both directions. But you shouldn't base your kid's baseline shouldn't be at like when they're peaking.
Agreed.
You know what I
'Cause
mean?
that's
Like,
not
you
realistic.
can't look at that and say like that's the new standard.
You have said this before. And
Right.
You're 100% right.
And you can't do it in the converse either.
No.
You have a miserable game. That's not.
It's
like,
somewhere in
That's
between.
not how bad it. No doubt.
Right? Somewhere in between the top and the bottom.
Right.
It floats somewhere within that band.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's good. I'm glad he did well. Does he have a lot more practice left or he's done soon?
I don't know, I have to look at the app thing.
Yeah.
You can't have that many more. Maybe he's got 2 more, 3 more. I don't know.
Okay.
3 tops.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So anyway, that's what I got.
Nice, man. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
Sweet. And I know we have a guest today who's going to talk some college kind of. He's more of like he is a, I guess what you can call a let's say like a recruiting specialist. He's like a maybe he is like a recruit. He advises families on if your kid wants to play college sports. He advises families how to go about doing that.
Yeah.
Right. That's his thing. He's been an AD in Division III, not hockey. I would love to say hockey. Division III basketball for how many years? A long time.
A very long time.
Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah. So Keith Mondillo is our guest today. He is, and we brought him on because of the NIL, right? NIL
Yeah.
money, and we want to talk some NIL money, and also recruiting. And he talks about the recruiting process a lot, which is great.
Right. And that's his big thing is just
That's
the
his
college
thing.
recruitment process.
Yes.
And while he's not necessarily a hockey guy,
Right.
he's very plugged into all of that and
He
he sheds a lot of light on there.
Yes. He talks very intelligently about the college process of NIL money and players being paid and
Yep.
the recruiting process that has been changing pretty rapidly.
Yes.
We need to have him on again because we had him on before the 5-for-5 rule came out,
Oh, it's true.
which we're going to talk about with Jimmy Dowd on Thursday night
Oh, good.
live
Yeah.
on Instagram, 8 p.m. People do not miss it.
Good plug.
Right. So Keith is very good in the recruiting space. He kind of helps families kind of, navigate kind of what we do here.
Yeah.
He helps families navigate the recruiting process. He's got a lot of information. You guys go check out his YouTube channel. What is his YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just KeithMondillo.com is his website. That's KeithMondillo. That's KeithMondillo.com. As far as his YouTube, it's youtube.com/ @Keith Mondillo.
Yeah, he's great.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
Keith's great.
And he, as advertised here, a college recruiting coach.
Right.
Yep.
Right. He's very plugged into kind of what's going on Capitol Hill with like Trump, putting together like a task force to like kind of, I want to say fix college hockey. I keep saying college hockey, college sports in general, so he's really plugged in. So like I said, we got to get him back for some 5-for-5 stuff,
No doubt.
Well,
anyway, let's, what do you think? We kick it over to Keith?
after you, bud.
All right. Everyone enjoy the interview. Keith Mondillo.
Let's rock and roll.
All right, everybody. Welcome to our next interview with Keith Mondillo, currently NCAA head basketball coach at Gwynedd Mercy University, as well as their athletic director. Keith, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much for having me, Scott and Jamie. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And,
Be fun.
one of the things that we're super excited to talk about today is something other than hockey, even though that's what we mostly talk about. But it's going to be really interesting to hear, a lot about basketball today and anything else that, you get involved with as the athletic director. But yeah, I'd love for you, if you could just share your current roles and responsibilities to kind of set the table, and we'll go from there.
So I'm currently in my 31st year at the same university at Gwynedd Mercy. I was
Wow.
very young. I was about 24 and I became the head women's basketball coach. Prior to that, I was our head baseball coach at a place down the road, another Division III school called Arcadia University. So I played both. I played basketball and baseball at the Division III level, but just finished my 31st year at Gwinnett, 28th as the athletic director. And if I had to rewrite everything all over again, I'd probably do it all over again. It's been a pleasure. Uh, Again, we don't have ice hockey, but I'm a Flyer fan, as we talked about prior to this. And, I could probably talk hockey all day. But, as an NCAA Division III member, I was lucky enough to be a part of a lot of national committees. I was on the women's basketball selection committee for Division III. I was on the national rules committee for women's basketball. Being a part of the committee that moved back to 3-point line was kind of something special. But no, I mean, that's basically it. And we're located right outside of Philadelphia. So our campus is probably 20 minutes from the border of Philadelphia, maybe about 35 minutes from Center City, Philadelphia.
Okay, sure.
Got it. And I also wanted to shout out, so you're also the author of the Athletic Recruiting Roadmap series. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a side thing. I've been helping families for 31 years in recruiting just organically, especially as my kids, my own children who are freshmen and sophomores in college, growing up playing high school sports, you would get all the same questions over and over. My wife,
Sure.
who she's a nurse practitioner by trade, she goes, "Why don't you just formalize it and put together like a little side consulting business?" And for about a year or so, did some research, had always had an outline of a book in mind, and it turned into that, and it just kind of spawned into what it is today. And it's legitimately a side thing, but it's fun. I mean, I could talk recruiting all day. I love helping families out. That's the whole idea. Is I got into this just to help families because they have no idea where to start, when to start, who to talk to, how to talk to them. But it's something that just happens organically.
It's funny. We kind of started this podcast for very similar reasons, to help families out and to help, parents deal with their kids when their kids are kind of going through the youth hockey process. So yeah, no, I get it. I'm curious, even though you're a basketball guy, Keith, the recruiting process, whether it's ice hockey for college or whether it's, women's basketball for college, very similar stuff. Plus the NIL stuff is real in the game today. So I guess we'll start with the recruiting process, if you don't mind, since you've written books on it, so you're the best person to talk to. What would you say are the biggest things that parents get wrong, when it comes to, their kid wanting to play college basketball or college ice hockey, because they're going to be the same things. What do they get wrong, when they go through the process?
Well, let me back up first, but even though I'm a basketball guy, I think I told you this before, I was a mean street hockey player.
Yes, you did. Yes, that's right.
To all your viewers out there, I'm a Philly Flyer, Sixer, and Eagle fan, but I bleed orange and black.
He's a big hockey guy.
Live ice hockey is probably one of the greatest sports to watch in person.
No argument. It's a phenomenal game.
But Jamie, that being said, I think the biggest mistake any families, and you could pick the sport, and I see it a lot, obviously, in basketball, but it's families waiting to reach out to coaches. I think they think if I play and I train and I go to these tournaments, someone will notice me. And I use this example, and I don't know what the ice hockey equivalent would be, but when I go to recruiting events, I go to like the Atlantic City Convention Center, and I'm not kidding you. There's 40 to 50 indoor courts. There's a place in Lancaster called Spooky Nook, and there's about 27 to 30 indoor courts. So I always say, if your son or daughter is legitimately a good player and they want to play in college, how am I supposed to find out who they are, where they're playing, when you're playing on court 32 at 9 a.m. in the morning?
You can't be everywhere, right?
So I get to your original question. The biggest mistake they do is waiting to reach out to coaches. And at any level, whether you're a Division I recruit or a Division III recruit, coaches are inherently busy. And most of the kids that when I go to these tournaments, and I'm not going and I'm wandering 40 courts hoping to discover somebody. It does happen time to time, but I'm going with a list of either people we saw as sophomores
that you already know.
Oh, we already know.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I might sit at a court and I'm looking at number 11 and I see number 20 on the other team and I start writing down their information.
Right.
But that's the biggest mistake is just not understanding on what level you are, one. And that level can change. Meaning, like as a sophomore, you might be a Division III kid, but you can grow, you can train, you could develop, and by your senior year, you could be a legitimate Division I prospect. So it's waiting to reach out, understanding the level in which you need to reach out, not where you want to be, but where you are now as an athlete. That's what I think is the biggest mistake.
And what do you think, what should parents do to reach out? If they shouldn't obviously wait, what is it, emails? Is it going to, what's the process like?
It's
I'm assuming
really
it's the same for hockey, right?
I would think it's almost, it's pretty universal for every sport.
Agreed.
First of all, it's creating like a 3-tiered list of schools, like your reach schools that might be a little bit out of your reach at the present time.
Right.
Schools that will help you develop, and then schools you kind of know you can play at, and 5 to 7 in each level. And that constantly shifts because as you develop, you take schools off, you bring schools back on,
right?
You add schools. So that's, I think, Jamie's the first step is understanding who to contact, because I mean, I know, I'm sure there's a lot of very good businesses out there that just mass email college coaches. We all know that they're coming from a mass email. I mean, you just know it's coming from it like a subscription fee because how it's worded and how it's presented to you. So I think once you get that list, you have that 15 to 20 schools, you legitimately just start reaching out. And it depends what level you are. I mean, what year you are. If you're a freshman or sophomore, you're kind of just trying to get on coach's radar. And then that builds momentum. And it's just not one email. So it's a whole process to this. It's almost like sales. Yeah. Like if you're in sales, whatever you're selling, whether it's, pens, Stanleys, whatever, it's going to take you 3 to 4, maybe even 7 calls to get that sale. It's the same way with recruiting on both ends, as a coach and then as a parent, because you might get, as a coach, I might get during the busy season for AAU and club, I might get 20 emails in a day on a weekend, and I might miss something. So following up with those emails, it's important that the parents help their student athletes, structure those emails, but it always has to come from the student. Because if the student doesn't have skin in the game, they're probably like playing the hokey pokey. I want to play in college. I don't want to play in college. So one foot in, one. So I think it's just finding that tiered list, doing that tiered list with your family, and talking about it. And the one thing too, Jane, my own son was recruited to play. He was like a high level Division III player, but he's at a Division I school where he doesn't play sports. He just plays club right now.
Right.
And the one thing I asked him, and this is where parents need to, like you said, where do they start? I said to my son, do you like playing basketball? He said, yeah, I like playing basketball. And I said, well, then you don't want to play it in college. And he kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, because if you just like it, you will hate it.
Very good point. Yeah.
You need to love it. Like you need to wake up every day and say, I need to lift. I need to run. I need to work out. I need to work on my bowling. Like if you don't wake up every day wanting to do that, don't play it in college.
That makes a lot of sense. We've heard other people talk about that, and it's like. Then I keep on coming back to this, but I'll share it with you, Keith. So Doug Christensen, who's the commissioner of the ECAC, put it really well in terms of like how kids are ultimately going to continue to reach the next level, and it's like they ultimately have to love the game because the price of admission at some point is going to get really high, and if you don't love it, you're not going to be willing to pay. And I thought that was like, for me, that was just a really great way of putting it.
And Scott too, it's not even that you might have to pay some tuition to go to school to play, but because I use the example, there's a woman who played, I think she still plays in the WNBA. Her name's Elena Deladon. Now, she went to UConn her first week
under Gino.
And this girl was the Gatorade National Player of the Year, I believe.
Oh,
top 2 recruit in the country. She quit after 7 days. Because I always say, like, she left, went back. She's from Delaware. She went back to Delaware, just went to school for a year, didn't do anything, wound up playing volleyball for 2 years, and then wind up playing again her last 2 years college basketball, gets drafted, plays in the WNBA. So I guess my whole point to that is this. It doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're on a full ride, getting NIL money, getting house settlement money, or you're playing Division III and you're taking out loans. Playing college sports is a voluntary activity.
Yes.
And not to be funny, but like you have 2 things you have to do in life: die and pay taxes, and not in that order. And I tell this to our student athletes all the time, and I said it to my son. I'm like, this is such a commitment that if you don't like what the coach is saying, what they're doing, who's playing what, like, you don't have to play. Nowadays you have the portal and kids just transfer left and right all over the place, and that's their out. When we were growing up and we played, your out was you just don't play anymore.
Right.
And I really do think that, and I always say this, and I'm sorry I'm going off on a tangent.
No.
If even at Division III, they think it's like you just roll the balls out or you just kind of throw the pucks out and you play pickup. Well, if you have a 3:00 practice, and I'm going to give you a microcosm. You're in the training room or you're doing your lift around 1-ish. Then you're getting treatment depending on what your schedule is. And then you have your 3 to 5 practice. And after practice, you might have film and then you might have treatment again. So that 3 to 5 practice, it might be 1 to 7.
Yeah.
And that's at Division III. And you still have to go to class. You might have study hall. You might have papers to do. And that's the commitment that I always tell families. If you're not willing to make, now that might be an extreme. Now there's some days where 3 to 5 is your practice and you get there 2:15 and you're done at 5:30. But that's the point where if they're not willing to make that commitment and understand what it takes to play, then you probably shouldn't play.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Keith, about like, the Division III. So we have a buddy, Alec Marsh, who is the he was a first-year assistant coach at Hobart College in Geneva. Okay, so Hobart is like the Division III wagon. I was in Utica yesterday with my son and they lost in overtime. To Hamilton College. They were going for a 4th straight national championship. They went 30-0. They were literally trying to be the second team ever to go undefeated the entire season. But what's crazy about that is that, so this is like a major it's the major D3 program, right?
Oh, yeah.
3 straight national championships. They just went to a 4th, right? So, and when I went up to Geneva like a month ago to watch them play, I forgot who they played. We saw them play Friday and Saturday night. But what was crazy about it is the kids were wheeling in to the rink like the training trunk, call it, right? And then the trunk opens and there's like tape and stuff in there, and then it closes and they sit on top of the trunk and they get like wrapped. Like, it's not glorious.
No.
So you have to love it is like an understatement, right? I mean, because it's like I was shocked at how not glorious. I mean, compared to like Division I, where you're taking like jets, that's not what Division III is. Even for like the number 1 team in the country, I mean, it's a grind.
And I know Hobart well because one of my first NCAA tournament losses was to William Smith,
right?
Which is the sister school.
That's right.
So we drove up there and we were. Beautiful place on the lake. So I know Hobart William Smith unfortunately very well.
Right. But it was crazy to see this D3 wagon, this unbelievable team that's gone 3 straight national championships, and like the assistant coach has to go grab food for the players and bring it. And it's it's like, it's not glorious.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
they probably have $10 to eat. Yeah, each row
Right.
you got $10 to eat. Don't get the supersized fries. You can't get those.
it's crazy. I was
Yeah.
shocked. I was shocked at the lack of budget. Let's put it that way.
So a school in our conference right now has ice hockey, Newman University. They won the national championship for Division III about 15 years ago, maybe.
Okay. Right.
They did it with a bunch of Canadians. The whole roster were Canadians.
There's a bunch of Canadians on Hobart's
Yeah.
roster too. Yeah. It's hard, especially now with the rule change. I don't have to say you're a basketball guy, but so the rule change now is that, Canadian kids can come down and play Division I ice hockey, and it doesn't blow their amateur status.
Oh, wow. Did not
Yeah.
know that.
So that was one of the things, like the Canadian Junior League, the CHL. Any Canadian player that were to sign a contract and play in the CHL, because they received, I think, some kind of stipend money for like books or whatever it was, but they were receiving some form of compensation. It blew their NCAA eligibility, but that's now gone out the window because of NIL, and so now anyone that commits to the CHL can still go to college, NCAA. So there's less of a risk to go between the two. So it's changed the landscape dramatically. But one thing, and we do want to talk NIL stuff or money and that whole part of the game. But just going back to your conversation or comment earlier, just about the recruiting process and making sure people reach out. As far as the age at which you're starting to look at players for your program, and perhaps like other coaches, what age group are you looking at for basketball?
Well, I think it depends on the level, Scott.
Okay.
So if you're at a Division I school, then you're trying to look at freshmen, because you're trying to figure out what their ceiling is. So I think that's at the Division I level. Freshmen, they can't contact you till after your sophomore year.
Right.
I think it's like June 15th. For me personally, we're really starting to look at juniors, like going into their junior year, because we probably already have an idea who they are. And then junior years is where you really recruit them, because especially coaching on the women's side, like I do, those women make decisions much earlier. It's almost like men's lacrosse players make decisions for Division III in like beginning of or the end of their junior year. So that's accelerated. So you have to recruit 2 classes simultaneously, if not 2.5. So I do think Division I is freshmen, sophomores, because they're trying to project out. And then Division II is that sophomore year, because they have those kids up as juniors and they're looking for that commitment summer between junior and senior year. And then Division III, depending on the level too. I mean, you have some high-end academic schools like Amherst, Hobart. Well, there's Division I in hockey, but the high-end academic schools, Tufts, all those NESCAC schools, those guys they're getting decisions, they're getting commitments, summer junior year, going into the senior year, if not even sooner. So there's so many factors to that, Scott.
Sure.
It depends a lot on what level you are, and how much money you actually have as an institution, how many kids you actually can recruit.
Right.
For me, I have part-time coaches as assistants. So trying to recruit more than one class is challenging, but you find a way to do it.
So are you entertaining outreach from players that are younger than the ages you kind of talked about? Or do you say kindly, thank you, but we can revisit this in a year or two, or do you take anyone that's reaching out,
Technically, you can't really correspond with them. To have them.
Right.
Yeah. So, and you can respond with hey, thanks for the email, stuff like that. But no, we can't really talk to them before their sophomore year is over. And that's fine. I think that's why in a couple of the videos I talk about that I put together are the phony offers. Little League Baseball is notorious for phony offers. You hang around the fences and you hear families talk, and it's like, yo, did you hear Joey got an offer from LSU baseball. And I'm like, well, since Joey's a freshman and he's 14 or 15 years old,
That's
I
not
highly doubt he
possible.
got an offer. And I'm sure it's like that in hockey too.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. And you're just like, you see stuff on the internet. But I think it's all hype, and it's all people. Like if I'm telling you I make 100 grand a year, I probably make 80. So if you're telling me Joey's getting a scholarship offer as a freshman or sophomore, because I just kind of know the landscape, I know it's bogus.
Right.
And now there might be interest. So like a college coach might reach out to the club or AAU coach and say, "Hey, I really like Scott. I want to get Scott up as soon as we can after his junior year, sophomore year." Like that does happen, but scholarship offers is probably a little bit over the top at that age.
Right.
But I will say this though, Scott. You should eighth grade going into your freshman year in high school, you should register with the NCAA, with the eligibility center, and you can there's a free account, because once you start that process, you get your guidance counselor in high school to help you with core courses. Most schools, if not all schools, if you take a normal curriculum, you'll get your core courses taken care of. And then as you get that interest after your sophomore year, you go to the paid version of the eligibility center, because you have to have an NCAA identification number in order to be on the list at a Division I school or Division II school to have an official visit. So once you get that, if you know you want to play, if you have an idea if you want to play, go to the eligibility center right away and just register for the free account.
So I have a question, Keith. Do you see, and I know hockey is a little different than basketball in this respect, but I'm curious to hear how it is. We know 14-year-olds that have signed with an NHL agent.
Oh,
yes. Does that happen in the game of basketball, or is that just a hockey thing?
I officially sign with an agent in high school? No, but in basketball, there's a lot of street agents. And I'm dead serious.
We have those in hockey too. They're called advisors.
Yeah. I don't see that as much as I haven't heard that. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Right.
And the reason I say that is I have two kids who grew up in our neighborhood that my son and daughter they grew up in our house basically. They both play at Power 4 football schools. And one actually got probably like 5 or 6 starts this year as a natural freshman at a Power 4 in the Big Ten. And those guys were recruited unbelievably out of high school. Like the one NIL deal is worth a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Like 7 figures.
I'm sure.
So
yeah,
I haven't heard that in the basketball world or even in the football world.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, signing with like legitimate an agent, I mean, if it happens, it is really, I haven't heard of it. Now, again, I'm a little bit of an expert, but maybe that happens and I don't know it. And I have friends at Division I schools, like in the city. Remember, there's 6 Division I schools in the city of Philadelphia. Where I'm from.
Yeah.
So, and I have friends at 3 of them that one is an NIL guy at one school. The other one is the second in charge at another like Big East level school.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that.
Yeah. That's the ice hockey. If you're like a major prospect, in ice hockey, they're speaking to you at matter of fact, this kid that I know is not even 14 yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny.
Wait.
His dad played college basketball, actually. Talking about basketball.
Really?
Yes. He's a big boy.
But hockey is a little bit of an anomaly where, I mean, you have kids playing in the NHL at 17, 18 years old.
Those are the super duper, like 0.25% of, yes, those are the Jack Hugheses. Those are the Sidney Crosbys, Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, right? The majority of them, it's funny, we were just talking about like Division III. The majority of them, they go to high school. Sometimes they repeat 8th grade. They'll go to high school and then maybe they'll go play juniors and they'll graduate high school and then they'll do like a post-grad year. And then maybe another post-grad year. So, and then maybe they'll go play in college. So when they get to college, they're like a 21-year-old freshman.
Yeah.
If you look at the roster of Division I college hockey, even Division III, the kids that I saw yesterday play at Hobart, it's very rare for an 18-year-old to come in and play. That's a special kid.
You're 100% right on any sport.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys at Villanova that this was their sixth school. And
Right.
I hope he's graduating with a PhD.
Yes.
But I don't disagree with you, Jamie. It is the anomaly that those kids are playing that old. But yeah, every roster, because think about it. If you're a college age kid and your NIL deal's worth, high, maybe 650, 700, you're not making that, and you're not going to go pro. Why would you leave?
You wouldn't.
Totally.
Yeah, you're gonna, like the guy last week, the quarterback at Ole Miss, sued, and ironically, a Mississippi State judge granted him a 6-year of eligibility. How about that? A Mississippi judge granted an Ole Miss kid a 6-year of eligibility.
Oh, that's shocking.
I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know if he's projected to be an NFL quarterback at all.
Right.
But I mean, if he's making $1 million in between the house settlement money and NIL money, why would you want to leave?
Can you explain the house settlement money, the difference between the house settlement and NIL money?
So house settlement is NCAA versus the House of Representatives, and the house settlement money allows schools, Division I schools only, not Division II and III,
right,
to revenue share with their student athletes and pay. They're allowed to pay total in their athletic department for this past year $20.5 million.
Whoa.
So that's collective. So that's if you have a football team, a basketball team, you have $20.5 million to be able to disperse amongst. And now the NIL money was supposed to be it can't be pay for play. I can't just say, hey, we have this collective over here. The university is going to raise money for this collective and we'll pay you out of that collective. It's legitimately supposed to be for your name, image, and likeness.
Right.
So whether you were signing autographs after a basketball game or you're representing the university at a ribbon cutting ceremony or something like that, that's totally separate. That's outside of the athletic department monies that you can pay. So that's two avenues that you can pay a student athlete. But it seems to be all convoluted right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And quite frankly, Jamie, it changes day to day how I hear my friends above me, how they get paid out. So there's a lot of schools that are below the Power 4 and lower who have opted in, because you have to opt in or opt out. Because if you opt into the house settlement, now you have roster limits. And I'm not sure what the ice hockey ones, I could probably look it up. But what's on a normal ice hockey team? 24?
They probably have 4 lines of 3, and then I would say like 7 or 8 defensemen-ish. They carry 2 goalies, right? So there you go. I mean, and then they have other kids that don't dress. I would say it's probably 30.
25 to 30.
25, yeah. Right.
So let's say I'm going to look it up as we talk.
Yeah.
And those kids, so if you have a scholarship limit of 30, now a roster limit of 30, you can you could have 30 full rides or you can have 1, but you cannot have more than 30. I'm going to say 30. I'm just going to look it up right now.
And you can't exceed that amount of, well, the money's for the whole athletic department though, right? The house settlement money, that's for the whole entire, that's squash, rowing, fencing, whatever they're dispersing money toward.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see, what is it for ice hockey here? I'm just looking it up on one, but so that's the difference between, because the roster cap, I'm looking at right now, roster and scholarship overhaul, new roster cap for ice hockey is 26 players.
Well, there you go. Like Scott said, 25 to 30. Okay.
Yeah. Right. That's the most, if I'm assuming all these schools up in the North, they've opted into the house settlement. I'm assuming. Because again, we talked about it before. A lot of those schools are Division III overall, but they're Division I in ice hockey, and that's a great question how that works with schools like that. Because like Johns Hopkins is Division I for men's lacrosse, but
for lacrosse,
Division III and everything else.
Yes, right.
So when you opt into the house settlement, you cannot have any more walk-ons. No walk-ons. Last year, so those walk-ons didn't get cut out because they had scholarship, they had roster limits. They had a thing called DSAs. You had to be designated. It was a designated student athlete. And I believe that's only for 1 year. I haven't heard it was renewable for this year. And that was by a judge who ruled on the house settlement for the simple reason they don't want student athletes to get screwed over and lose a roster spot because their school opted in. So right now, like who's the best team in Division I men's ice hockey?
Probably Michigan, Denver-ish.
I'm
Depends.
assuming Michigan.
The ranked one.
Michigan definitely opted in. There's no doubt about that. They can only carry 26 players going into next year. They probably have 26 now, and they probably have a few DSAs on that team, I'm guessing.
Right.
But moving forward, unless this changes over the summer, they have 26 roster spots. That's it.
Right. And then the NIL money is a total separate thing, right? That's coming from like boosters. Like explain where the NIL money is coming from.
Well, it all depends on where you're at, because some schools, and I put this in some of my videos, they've cut budgets. They've consolidated athletic department areas. They consolidated outside of athletics. They've raised student fees to help pay for this.
Oh,
and
God.
And some of them disguise it as house settlement money, and some it's NIL money. But what's happening is a lot of these universities that are mid-major to low, who are trying to keep up with the Power Four, they're relying on boosters. Now, if you're a millionaire and you give $1 million, pick the school that's mid-major, that's opted in. Well, you really don't have to opt in. You can still pay them NIL money. But if your team stinks, if your basketball team you're donating $500,000 or $1 million to doesn't do well, and you're not getting return on your investment, you just like to see that team win. Why would you have to ask that same donor the following year? Do you have another $1 million?
Yeah,
because
you got to keep going back to the well.
Going back, and the donor fatigue from all my friends that I talk to is a real thing. Donors are just like, why am I going to keep doing this every year? Yeah. And my team is barely getting into our conference tournament, or not even advancing in the conference tournament. So yeah, to answer your question, James, it's a separate, they're called collectives, and those collectives collect money, and then it's supposed to be a third party that disperses that for your NIL money.
Interesting. So that's what that's supposed to be.
And now, and you probably heard this too, at the Division I level, you're not signing a national letter of intent. You're signing a financial aid agreement. And in that agreement is your classes, room and board, Austin money, because there's a thing called Austin money. You can get paid up until I think it's like $6,200 a year. Right. Then it could be house money, and it could be NIL money. And it all depends. For basketball and football, basketball, I mean, they're all full rides. But what's happening right now, some local Division I's, traditionally the baseball teams, I'm talking about a handful, not all of them.
Yeah.
They have 8 or 9 full scholarships that they disperse amongst 35 players, whoever it is. Well, they're getting cut to like 3 scholarships because the university's trying to save money to put it towards their revenue generating sports programs. Oh yeah, that's a real thing. That's not even my opinion. My buddies are telling me, they're being cut. And
Jesus.
Yeah. So it gets convoluted with NIL money and house settlement money, because I think a lot of schools are trying to raise money for both. And even though it's supposed to be in 2 separate pots, I think it's all basically in one.
So it's all being commingled. All the funds are like in the same spot.
That's my opinion. I think the bigger schools, I think the Michigans of the world, it's done as we think it is. So
the big boys are doing it right. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, like those guys, right?
Yeah, well, think about because the whole idea of the house settlement was to share revenue with the student athletes. Well, and what revenue is a men's basketball team in a mid-major who've opted in? Like, how much money are they making? They're losing money.
Right.
Because you got like you're just not showing up with 15 guys and 3 coaches. You're
Yeah.
showing up with 7 or 8 coaches.
It's a whole.
It's an entourage.
It's a huge, like
like a basketball travel party for Division I mid majors. It's like 30 people, if not more.
Yeah, football's even worse.
Wow.
Football. Yeah, you're not flying. You're not jumping on an airplane flying coach. You're legitimately you're flying private.
Right. So, all right. So, do me a favor. So I want you to tell our audience how, because we think that the NIL money is going to crush. Not that it's going to crush college hockey, because what's going to happen now, or what's happening, is college hockey is getting a bump from all the Canadians that are going to be able to come down and play. Right. So, a lot of schools like Michigan, pulled scholarships from kids here in the U.S. and gave them to like 6 or 7 kids that are coming down from Canada. A lot of schools are doing it. They're all doing it. It just makes sense, right? The player pool is larger. So then you have the NIL money. So how is, you could use football, for example, because I know you use it on your videos a lot. How can those mid-majors like a Rutgers compete, and not operate in the red every year? How do they do that? Or can they not? And that's it.
That's a great question. And for the record, Rutgers is not a mid-major. Rutgers is a Power 4.
That's true. Sorry. They are a Power 4. That's correct, because they are in the Big Ten, but I don't look at them as they are, yes.
So,
that's exciting.
Jamie, that's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
And again, I have friends at Division I schools, and I use their language in my video all the time. How are we going to continue to do this? We can't afford to do this. We can't afford to try and pay our players through the house settlement and then raise NIL money and then spend. Again, sometimes there's more coaches than there are players.
Yeah.
Or it's equivalent.
Yeah. Trainers, coaches. Yeah. It's huge. Doctors. Yeah.
And all my videos too. I get people that throw a lot of hate over here, and they say, well, you're not talking about the endowment, or they're building the stadium. That's why their numbers are screwed up. Well, people forget endowed money typically has strings attached to it, and it's restricted. So most of the time you can't use restricted money for operating, and all these deficits are operating. And I get that, well, you're paying the coaches millions. Why can't you pay the players? It's not about paying the players. The players deserve some compensation. Not arguing. No one argues that at all. It's the ability of these universities to try and fund that compensation. And that's where you see because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. So the facilities are this, and they're upgrading to University of Oregon type locker rooms. Right. And now you have to pay, like in a sport like basketball. I know for a fact, a Big East team locally spent almost $10 million on their men's basketball team for paying players. Now, I don't know if that was house money or if that's NIL money.
Yeah.
You're talking about a roster of no more than 15 players.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of money. That's a big number.
And I know Villanova, who's locally around us, who's a Big East school, they didn't carry 15 scholarship players. I think they carried maybe 12 scholarship players. So think about it. Yeah, most of those, if you look at the NCAA tournament, the men, there's not 15 guys in uniform. There might be anywhere between 10 and 13.
Right. And everybody else
for various reasons.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a sport like lacrosse or ice hockey where you need to carry the
roster.
Yeah, because you get some serious injuries in those sports.
Yeah. True. And a lot more people are playing lacrosse and ice hockey during the game as opposed to basketball. You have a handful of guys that are coming in and out.
So Jamie, I think I'd be a multimillionaire if I was able to answer that question. Like, how can these schools, how can they afford it? I don't know.
So it's coming from somewhere. Got it.
Yeah.
So and so some of this money, though, I mean, I'm sure there's not a clear trail, but if I'm understanding like what you're saying, that like, for example, a team that might have previously had 15 scholarships is now only offering 12, and the money for the difference is now being spent, as like NIL money, for example.
I'm not sure if it's being spent as NIL money, but it's going towards something that might have replaced what NIL money is taken away. a lot of these universities, Scott, they're raising student fees to help pay for these players.
What kind of numbers are they? What kind of numbers are you hearing, like fee-wise?
That's unreal.
Well, I mean, if you have a student fee of, I don't know, $500 and you raise it $100, but you have 25,000 students at your university,
it's a big,
it's a lot of money.
That's a big number.
Yeah, and I haven't really done a deep dive into it, but just think of the math that's involved with all that.
Sure, yeah,
and then
it's unbelievable.
And then listen, there's professors, and I know this for a fact, that are so upset that they see now, even though let's say the professor has tenured, but he or she's probably only making maybe 150 a year.
Yeah,
and they see the starting point guard drive up in a multi, like get like whatever your image of a big time car is, because that kid is probably making $900,000.
It's like the movie Blue Chips. Remember that movie?
Oh yeah,
with Shaq and Penny Horton. Yeah, exactly right. Listen, and the movie The Program. I think in the college football movie. I mean, I think James Caan was the head football coach, and he's sitting there and he's going, "When's the last time 90,000 people showed up to watch your kid do a goddamn chemistry experiment?"
Yeah,
I mean, listen.
Point.
The teams bring in huge money, so I agree with you. They definitely need to be compensated somehow. Where does it stop, Keith? And how does it stop? The genie's out of the bottle. I don't think you're ever putting it back, ever.
Well, and I did a 2-part series on Donald Trump. And I don't want to get politics, whether you like Donald Trump or not.
Yeah.
He had a summit. He had a summit at the White House 2 weeks ago with like Nick Saban, the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, and commissioners of like the Southeast Conference, the Big Ten, trying to fix, like I'm lucky enough to be an athletic director that we do it. The NCAA president, Charlie Baker, he's a decent man. He was former governor of Massachusetts, and he meets with every conference, Division 1, 2, or 3 via Zoom every year.
Right.
And the poor guy is running the association based upon court decisions. So these people want the federal government to step in and regulate this, because there's a lot of push to make these student athletes employees of the university, and that opens up a whole other Pandora's box.
And then they pay taxes.
Well, they have to pay taxes now.
Well, they have to pay taxes regardless, right? Okay.
They just get 1099.
I was going to say, do we get 1099? You're right. You're a subcontractor for the university or whatever it is, or
So that's why. And if you go check out my videos on YouTube,
go look at his videos. They're great, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, you'll see that I did and the hate I got for those things, the comments, the DMs I got, Donald Trump, didn't he just start a war? What's he concerned about the NCAA?
Yeah. That doesn't shock me at all. Yeah.
That's again, I don't want politics to be involved in it.
You're like, I'm talking sports.
Talking sports.
So, and do you have any idea what came out of that summit? Was there anything rational I get why they're going to the federal government, because they're not going to fix it. They can't fix this.
Well, that was over 2 weeks ago, and he was allegedly going to put together like some sort of presidential executive order together. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. Yeah. I do think him, our country over in Iraq has probably diverted his attention a little bit to this.
Yeah. So he's got his hands full.
So I have not, and government shut down, waiting 3-hour lines to get on an airplane.
Yeah.
But that all being said, he hasn't issued anything yet. Okay. And I do think it has to go through Congress in order for anything to stick. Right. And I don't know if there's so much. I mean, think about it. We live in the world of sports.
Yeah.
My grandfather, who was the most honest guy in the world, and I don't want to say, I don't want to be like callous about this, but he goes, Keith, 1 billion Chinamen could give a crap. And he meant, like, he goes, what's important to you, there's a whole section of society that could care less.
It's true.
And because all of us are involved in sports, it's important to us. But if you talk to the same person who follows politics, when this comes up that the president's involved with the NCAA and trying to regulate this, they're like, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the president's going to do. but I do think there is going to be a breaking point because this rolls downhill.
Yes, it does.
You have, like we talked about this before we have older guys in their in their early 20s, playing Division 2 and 3 sports.
That's right.
Like we have
men
kids
amongst boys, right?
Yeah, it's legitimately so. And if I jump ahead, I apologize. But the order that college coaches recruits, and our men's coach for basketball, who he's at a Division 2 school now, he said this to me right after the pandemic. He said, because he introduced me to a parent and his son, and the father of this son was kind of pressing him in front of me, saying, "Hey, where do you see my son, in your program?" And our men's coach was trying to be diplomatic. So I could tell he got frustrated. He said, "Listen, Mr. Smith, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm re-recruiting my own players. I'm trying to figure out who I want back on my team and who wants to stay. 2, I'm going to the portal. I have 4 kids in the portal that are ready to transfer today.
Yeah.
3, I have junior college kids that have already committed. I have 2 that have already committed. Unfortunately, you know who's last? 4th, your son. High school seniors are last on the list. And that's how every major college coach recruits. And I don't care. It's probably more prevalent in different sports.
Right.
It's definitely that way in basketball at every level. And I don't know if that's the case in ice hockey or not.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of guys hit the portal in college football, just like a lot of kids are hitting the portal in college hockey. I mean, if you start at like a UMass Lowell, which is like it's still a good ice hockey school, but if you light it up there and Boston College is offering you $750,000 to go play when you're getting 0 at UMass Lowell, you're hitting that portal,
And that's why we talked about earlier. You might not be a Division I player now going into college as an 18 or 19-year-old, but if you do what you're supposed to do in 2 years and you're bigger, stronger, and you get some reps underneath you, listen, the guy who's the starting quarterback at Ole Miss was a Division II quarterback 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Penn State signed a Division III quarterback who played at Christopher Newport. So your window as a Division I athlete might not be now, but the way things are going, you could be a Division I athlete in 2 years.
That's right. Yeah, which I think is good for kids. I think that's not the worst thing, that it gives you somebody who develops maybe late, right? And you don't get any money and you play freshman, sophomore year, whatever it is, and you light it up. Listen, it's great. What I don't like is somebody bouncing from like one school to the next and just keep taking more money and more money and more money and more money as you develop in the sport, because there's no loyalty anymore. I mean, you remember listen, and I get the old argument where like the coach can leave, but the kid can't. The kid signs a letter of intent. He's stuck there. Or if he transfers, he can only transfer once and he has to sit a year. So the coach can leave freely and take however much money he was getting and go and sign another contract. So I get that, but the lack of,
loyalty.
Yeah.
So listen, we say it all the time. And I think John Calipari said it. In 10 years, where are you going for your reunion?
Right. Pick a school. Which one of the 6 that you played at are you going to? Or if your jersey gets retired, where are you going to do your speech at?
And that's the problem. And he even, what's his name? Rick Pitino even said it a week ago. There's no more blue bloods. Like used to be like Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Michigan's Villanova was in that for a little bit.
Yeah.
The playing field at the Power 4 is completely level. And listen, we haven't even talked about the University of Utah signing on with a private equity firm for their NIL stuff.
Oh, can you talk about that? Because Scott and I talk a lot about private equity in the youth hockey space, by the way.
Oh, that's huge in youth sports.
Youth hockey is being corrupted by this. It's a huge business. We all know it. But, now private equity, if you don't know, Keith, they're buying rinks. Really, all across the country.
They created leagues.
And they created leagues and they're creating their own TV
ranking
network.
systems.
Right.
They're
Ranking
like competing
systems.
with everything that's already out there in the marketplace.
And before all this, we all knew youth sports was $1 billion industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's more my son played in more useless travel baseball tournaments than I've ever been in my life. And at the time, it was like life or death for all these kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there scratching my head going, what are we doing?
Well,
Like, what are we doing?
Well, let me ask you, because Jamie, you just brought it. So talking about private equity, love to talk about that some more, but you were just talking about the useless number of like travel tournaments, and a question for you that if you want to answer it first or after private equity, either way, but the downward pressure that this money at the college level is then putting on families to then make their kids even more special, even younger, bigger, stronger, faster, earlier. I mean, have you seen that like firsthand of like parents like motivated by money with like, you know, to get their kids up to a certain point, which maybe isn't even practical?
Yeah, 100%. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
And I said, my son is 20 years old and my daughter who's 18, soon to be 19. I saw it with their friends. And it's a microcosm of the world of the United States. But at like 10 years old, I am not making this up. This is 100% accurate. My son was playing for our local AAU organization, which was good. He was on the A team at 10. Who cares, right? So one of his friends who played on the B team in the same basketball organization, the father comes up to me at baseball in the spring and says, "Hey, I just want to let you know, so-and-so is not going to play AAU basketball." And I'm like, "Oh," I said, "He doesn't like playing anymore." He goes, "No, he likes playing. But Keith, come on. He's not going to go to the NBA." And I was like, "Oh, newsflash. He ain't playing in the majors either. Like, you're 5'6", your wife's 5'5".
Right.
And unless he turns out to be like the mailman's kid, he ain't playing there either. Let him have fun."
Absolutely.
And it was the whole intent, Scott,
Yeah.
of we need to get a scholarship. And if you get the scholarship, you might get drafted to play baseball. And then it's like, you're 10. Let the kid play as many sports as possible.
Right.
And let him have fun.
All the time.
Because that's what you know, one of the things that hockey has unique compared to a lot of like sports is that the distances are usually pretty far, you know, it can be to get from rink to rink. There's a lot of time in the car, you know, heck, there's 10-year-olds that are on airplanes that are playing ice hockey in different states, and that's for sure true. You know, so
well, Scott, before you go on, I have two women that play for me right now at Gwynedd Mercy.
Yeah.
They're brothers who don't even know each other. They're at two different, I'm going to say this wrong, hockey schools.
High schools or colleges?
No, they're in high school and they go to like
an academies.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't know that existed until I started coaching these two last year.
My kid went to one too. I know, it's awful.
Yeah, this guy's a crazy hockey dad.
My kid went to one for 4 years. Yeah.
But they've been in it. The one, I'm going to say this wrong. What's the next? I think the one's like 16. He's playing juniors. Is that right after that? Does that happen after that?
Yeah.
16 is when players, the average age of a junior players at the USHL level, I think, is 17.
Yeah.
So I think that's his next step. He's leaving this hockey academy and going to play juniors.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't know that existed. I thought that was like IMG was the only school in the United States that did that.
They're popping up everywhere.
Wow.
They're everywhere.
It's an alternative to your traditional schooling.
Yeah.
Right? During COVID, they really exploded. And
I heard that in Europe for different things. They do that in Europe, but
soccer and
even there's basketball academies in Europe, which is, I think, is crazy.
I know a family that actually has their 13-year-old went to Israel to play.
Wow. Ice hockey or hoops?
No hoops. And they're like the family, it was the youngest of 3 brothers. The wife relocated to Israel with the son. I mean, they are Israeli and they had a place. So there was some, things that were already taken care of. But more to the point is that to develop this kid as a basketball player, they took him overseas at the age of 13, only for a couple of years. He's going to come back. But the point is that like, I mean, there's no end to which families can, what they can do for their think is in their kid's best interest.
So let me give you. This is how I advise parents. Even before I started all this, at the Little League, and this is true too. If my son heard this, he'd probably be embarrassed. So in our Little League, and this will give my son props too. There were 90 plus kids that tried out for one travel team. 12 kids. 90.
Whoa.
I'm not making up. Might even been closer to 100. So
Wow.
he makes the A team at 8 and 9 and 10. And in Little League, you time out at like 12.
Okay.
So he had 2 years left. Now he played and like he had great friends. And we're sitting at the dining room table, and he says to my wife and I, "Do you mind if I just play on the B team?" And we were like, "Okay, like why?" And he said, "I just want to play with my friends." And my wife looked at
totally.
me and goes, "He's 10 years old." And I go, "Dude, you can play on the C team if you want."
Right.
And we moved him. And we were like, we would walk through the Little League, and people would be whispering like, "Oh my God, that's the family who rejected the A team offer."
It's like AAA to AA in hockey. Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
I coach Division III, but it's still athletics. And I know, like, I see the bigger picture, and I go, "You're 10, play
Right.
with your friends."
Right.
And I think a
100%.
lot of families don't see the trees through the forest when it comes with that.
No,
Absolutely.
they don't. And like that's one of the things also with hockey that there's a big, there's a lot of talk about, because in Minnesota is pretty much the only state that's left where they have a community model hockey. Everything else for youth hockey is if you're playing at a high level, or even whatever a high level even means nowadays, but you're playing club, and that doesn't mean you're playing with your friends. And that's one of the things that when I heard, people from Minnesota talk about, it's like, I played, hockey with my friends. No one got left behind because of the cost of the sport. And, so I'm only bringing this up because sometimes for a hockey player, that might not even be an option to play with their friends. You know what I mean? So it's just yet another thing that makes hockey difficult, because you're not playing with the kids that are in your grade, And so
Yeah, I get it.
it's interesting, to say the least.
It's a totally different, and I'm curious, Keith, with the amount of money that's thrown around in these games, especially the youth hockey space. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on any of this, but in ice hockey, the cost of the game has always been high, right? And now with private equity coming in, it's even more. And youth hockey has not a registration problem, because the registrations are through the roof. They were big even before the U.S. won gold just now, right? Just recently. So what hockey has is a retention problem. Youth hockey has a big retention issue because the game is getting so expensive and people are getting priced out. I mean, tuitions. So tryouts are and have been for the last month. Scott Sonato tried out 3 weeks ago, Scott, something like that.
I guess, yeah, 3 weeks now.
Club teams are raking in, like, I don't know, call it like $7,000-ish per team, per tryout, and tuition's another, depending on how old you are, 5 to 15,000-ish, 12 to 15,000-ish, depending on where you are. And then there's gear, and then there's travel. And Scott mentioned you're getting on planes, so I guess again, where does it end?
Yeah. And I think, James, that you can make that argument for every sport.
Yeah.
And I don't know the hockey world like you two guys do, but do you have multiple teams at each age level? Like, do you have like your national team and your regional team?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Each club has let's just take the 2012 birth year. Each club has a AAA team, a AA team, and some have a single A team. Some have 2 AAA teams, a AA team, and a single A team.
Wow.
So you're talking $100,000, call it 85 to $100,000-ish per team per birth year. Now,
I'm sure I'll get hate for this, but all that's a money grab.
Yes.
It's a 100, and there's something to be said about your kid's not developed yet, so he plays on a B team and he moves up. I get all that, but I think you guys said it listen, the people who run these organizations aren't in it because they just want to help people. Like, they want to make money.
Right.
And you guys mentioned private equity. My daughter played club field hockey locally, and and it was one of the bigger ones. There's girls who played in this club that played. They're in the Olympics. They're on the Olympic team. And they're playing for national championships. Field hockey is really not, as we know, is really not big west of the Mississippi. That being said, at her age group, and every age group, there are 8 to 9 different teams.
Wow.
At her age group.
Yeah.
And to your point, James, the club director, she was on like the 3rd team. And the club director said, "Hey, if you get private lessons through us, you can move up to the A team."
Yep.
That happens. And my daughter, who was like 12 or 13, was like, "What?" and she stopped playing club field hockey after her sophomore year in high school. She's like, I'm not doing this. That's ridiculous. I mean, my parents have to pay you money for me to move up. That's stupid.
There are coaches in youth hockey that you have to sign on with them as they're your advisor to advise you the path to take, and you can't play on their team unless you're signed on as their advisor client.
Wow, I got to I got to do a deeper dive into ice hockey, because I thought soccer was crazy and the soccer clubs and like that, but this is I'm dead serious. I really have to look into this. This is great.
It's a whole big shit show, Keith. And again, and Scott and I talk all the time with Scott. How many countless guests? Where does it stop? Where does it ever stop?
So there was like two other extreme examples. One I heard of, which again, I didn't hear this directly, so this could not be accurate 100%, but I'm pretty sure it's true that, like a lot of times you'll find across all sports, I'm sure, parents that are chasing like, the best team. They want their kid playing on the best team, period. End of story. And so I was told about a family that paid, I think, around $100,000 for their kid to make a particular team. And I think that happened. And then you also hear
stories like that.
You also hear
hey, is that family paying $100,000? Which he's definitely on the third shift.
I mean, I definitely don't think there's no guarantee in ice time, because I don't think he played as much as you would think. Yes. But
there are crazy stories like that.
But then the other part was, right, there's families that Jamie had a kid on one of his son's teams, and I ran into a family who Ottawa played with that live in Florida, and on weekends they were playing on teams up here in New Jersey. So the families would fly for the weekends to wherever their team was playing.
Or practicing.
Well, I don't have specific examples, but I talk to some people who are out of college now. They tell me, I played college ice hockey. And I'm like, oh, where'd you play at? Oh, I played club at so-and-so school. And they're like, the club was so good because we had all these Canadians coming down and playing on our varsity that the club team could probably finish second or third in the conference that they played in because of all the Canadians they had. Yeah. But I think it goes deeper than youth hockey, because I'm in college athletics, and the school I'm speaking of has a varsity team, a club team, and an inline hockey team. Wait, I'm not done. And a street hockey team. Wow. Oh yeah. It's a Division III school too.
Oh wow.
So, and you know what that is? That's the national team. This is like, I'm making the youth hockey analogy. And then your regional B, C, and teams. And they're all tuition paying kids.
Right.
Except for the Canadians. Except for the Canadians. They're on scholarship.
They go for free. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
They have the international scholarship.
Right. I mean, so there's no end to this, essentially, right, Keith?
Well, get back to what we talked about. NIL, house settlement money, revenue sharing. It's the legitimately keeping up with the Joneses and not being able to keep up with the Joneses. There has to be a breaking point.
Right.
Because there's already so many donors that are in their 90s, and when they die,
yeah,
and that wealth gets distributed amongst their family, who's going to donate right now?
Especially if they didn't go to that school, XYZ school, whatever it was.
Right. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, if they're like on their fourth or fifth school,
yeah,
where's your loyalty? Hey, remember you played for us when you were 18 years old.
That's right.
And then, then there's 4 schools in between. So yeah.
Right, so that's kind of like the idea of like, as Father Time catches up with everyone, that the money is going to shift. Is that kind of like the idea that like maybe you're presenting? Like, where will it come from? Because those that inherit might not want to continue to do the same thing. But if they do, are they going to keep it within the institution that they're, parent or relative, or are they going to move it to like, that's interesting.
Yeah. So one of the big donors at a Division I school in Philly, he had sold his insurance company for $7 or $8 billion, something outrageous.
With a B? That was
with a B.
Whoa.
With a B. And he's a major donor. Well, he's in his 90s.
Yeah.
And I know I'm almost 100% sure they're dissolving his foundation just because he's older. And they ran out like this. Now I think he has 4 or 5 children, and they have no intention of donating to his alma mater when he passes away. That's my opinion. But why would you dissolve a foundation when the guy's still alive? For the simple reason of, I mean, he's very philanthropic. He donates to a lot of universities,
Right.
but he's a microcosm of, I mean, just pick a school. And now, if you have some success, like again, Villanova, I live locally. They won 2 national championships. People want to be a part of that now.
Right.
But if you're at, I don't know, Temple in the city of Philadelphia, you're at LaSalle University, and if you ever heard of those schools,
Sure.
100%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the Atlantic 10 and the American.
Yeah.
And who's donating for those schools?
Right.
And we haven't even gotten into the schools who can't afford it, who have now dropped to Division III.
University of right?
University of Hartford 3 years ago said we can't afford to do this at the Division I level. They're Division III right now.
So they packed it in and they dropped down.
St. Francis of PA, this is their last year at Division I. Next year they're Division III for everything. St. Francis of New York, which was in like Brooklyn, they just said we're done college athletics. They dropped sports they were Division I
No way.
for 70 years. Oh
Wow.
yeah, there's going to be more schools that are just going to say we can't afford to do this. Right? I did a thing. Rider University is in
Jersey,
financial trouble.
Sure.
Yeah. And I haven't heard talks yet, but what's the only sustainable model? To continue to give away scholarship money or to get tuition paying students to play Division III? Like, what would you do?
Right.
So I think you're going to see a lot of schools as we circle back to like the colleges. That Power 4 is fine, but I think you're going to see a lot of mid to low level Division I's to say we're just going to go Division.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah, we just had there was a Mercyhurst.
They just folded.
They just folded their D1 program. I don't know I don't know the reason why, but it could be.
You mean for ice hockey or
Ice
hockey?
hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yeah,
Well,
ice
you know
hockey.
why? Because
I forgot.
Did
about
they go
that.
Division I?
Right. They were Division
They
One.
were Division I.
In
no,
ice hockey.
for all sports.
Oh, did they? I don't know. That's a good question. Did they?
No,
I didn't realize.
I'm thinking of Merrimack. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm thinking of Merrimack. That's my
Yeah.
fault. Merrimack. and Boston.
Yeah. No, Scott, you're right. They just folded their ice hockey program. All
Yeah,
those kids
that's-
are hitting the portal apparently.
right.
You know?
Yeah. That's just it's the money. The money rules.
And where's it stop? Right? I mean,
Yeah, the margins are thin when you're a tuition-based institution. And I mean, I did a list. I did a thing on a list of schools that closed over the last 10 years. There's probably 30 schools on that list.
really?
Like schools in like Division III schools in this area.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, Cabrini University, which is Villanova, bought their property because they're right near Villanova. They won a national championship right around the pandemic for men's lacrosse. They were in the Final Four for Division III men's basketball. Well, their model wasn't sustainable because they were giving students a lot of money and aid. Whereas when the pandemic hit, they were, instead of relying on less students paying more, they were relying on more students paying less. There were just no kids. It dried up. And to make a long story short, they had to close. Wesley College, Dover, Delaware, Division III school. Delaware State bought them out. They had to close. No students. There's a list of schools that have just can't afford to operate. And really has nothing to do with athletics as just higher ed in general. And higher ed in general is in a breaking point when it comes to smaller schools that are tuition dependent.
Right.
That's so interesting. And like, yeah, wow.
It's a shame. Really is.
Yeah.
A lot of good institutions are shutting their doors or stopping their athletic programs, which is a shame.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was at Boston University when they canceled the football team mid-season.
I'm sure that went over well.
No. I mean, quite frankly, they weren't a very good football team, but to cut it mid-season just seemed. My wife and I were talking about the other day, like how wild is that? Because we were talking about Mercyhurst closing, and it's like, well, at least they did it at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's true. Keith, this is great, man. Thank you very much for coming on with us.
I could probably talk to you for another hour about
I bet. We were trying to be yeah. I know. Listen, we may have to have you back on. This was great. I mean, it's because I think that there's a lot of money in youth sports, and obviously it's filtering down from pro to college, and and again, we talk about it all the time with our guests, and we don't know where it stops. Right?
Yeah, I hear you.
And it's a shame.
Keith, if you could just, if there are places where people can find you, they, obviously liked what they heard. You have the athletic recruiting roadmap series, but in terms of like Instagram or any other places, how is it best for people to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, my YouTube channel, but my website is keithmondillo.com, and they could redirect you to all the social media sites, Instagram, Facebook. So it's
sure.
I try and be everywhere just for this. It's easy nowadays. People think it's hard. It's really not. If you do one video, and the software now allows you to cut those up in the short reels and you can post them. So but keithmondillo.com. And if I could help anybody, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, and we'll put a link to your website on the show notes.
You should get you to be our social media coordinator. We're only on Instagram at the moment. Thank you, Keith. It was great. Really appreciate you coming out today. It was wonderful.
Keith,
thanks for the conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Take it easy.
I recall Central Park in fall.
Can we put this in?
Can
we put this in? Would you die if with this
No, I don't care. Why? I'm gonna get hired to be on The Voice.
You definitely are, by the way, 100%.
Dankeschön, darling.
All right, everybody, welcome back from our interview with Keith Mondillo. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Keith is very versed in NCAA
college recruiting.
Yeah, yes, he is. And we have to have him back on to talk 5 for 5, because when we interviewed him, the 5 for 5 had not come out yet.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but again, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Instagram, live with Jimmy Dowd. We will talk 5 for 5 rule. NCAA 5 for 5.
One more time. When's that on?
8 p.m. Thursday, Eastern time on Instagram.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Jimmy Dowd is going to have a surprise. He said he's going to have a surprise for us. Just saying. He said, I have a surprise for you guys. So there may be a surprise guest. Just saying.
Well,
that's what he told me.
I'll be looking forward to that. But, just one thing I would, when Keith was talking.
Yeah.
He mentioned about needing to reach out based on where you're at now as an
He
athlete,
did, yes.
not where you want to be. And I thought that was a really interesting thing.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
he said, be honest about where your kid is now.
Right. Not where you're trying to be.
Correct.
Right.
And he was saying, I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, he was saying, be honest about yourself and have schools listed out that you could get into and go play at.
Right.
And then he was saying, if you're a late bloomer, you can then transfer. If you may not be a Division I player now,
right? Maybe
you're a Division II player now, but maybe you're a Division I player down the road when you get in and start working out and doing the things and really, training your body. He said, make sure you're honest with yourself, which I think we've talked about many times on this podcast about parents being honest about where their kid is in the game of ice hockey, right? He's talking, obviously, any sport, basketball, football, baseball, but he gives some pretty good insight.
Yeah.
Right.
And he also, along with so many others that we've talked to, just in terms of having the student or the kid be the one that kind of leads the conversation. Yeah. If you need to help your kid make the email a little better, whatever, fine. But most of the dialogue should really be coming from the kid and not the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know we've talked about that before. I want to say with Jason Tapp and Connor Jones and Kellen Jones, I think they've all mentioned at one point or other in the interviews we've done with them, one of the things they don't like is when the parent is doing that stuff for the kid.
Right.
Right. Speaking for the kid, emailing the coach, it should be all coming from the kid.
No doubt.
They're old enough. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So might as well start them doing it now.
100%.
Right. And kind of, doing it for yourself. So makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
But no, it was a great, I thought it was a great interview.
Yeah, I thought I heard one of my kids coming down the stairs.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it is. We're going to find out in a second.
We are?
Maybe not.
Maybe
oh, there you go.
Oh, hey.
What's happening,
what's
buddy?
up, dude?
How's it going?
Otto just popped in.
Why don't you come say hi, shirtless man?
Oh, you were at the pool party?
Look at this kid. Look, there he is.
Yo, what's
How'd
up,
the
buddy?
pool party go?
It was good.
It was good?
I
Yeah.
learned how to gainer.
You learned how to what?
Did you gainer?
Yeah.
It's a
Gainer?
it's a running backflip, but you run straight and
I
backflip.
I thought you could already do that.
could, but I can retell myself.
You
You
what?
can't gainer on a trampoline because that's just
Yeah, you
bouncing, placing,
can't.
going.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
You can't off a diving board off a flat surface.
Correct.
And it's actually
Yeah.
you're doing your
Did you do a half or a full?
full.
Nice.
Nice,
I can
dude.
full too.
Yeah,
You know what a full is?
of course I do.
This kid,
Do I know what a
Jamie
full
could
is?
dive.
What kind
That
of
was one
silly
thing when we were
question
kids.
is
He was good at diving.
Yeah.
He was pretty shit at everything else, but diving, this guy was pretty dialed in.
Yeah, I was pretty good at.
Yeah, he could jump off the board, touch his toes, and then dive in straight.
Like a jackknife?
That's not a jackknife.
It
Is that a
is
jackknife?
But yeah.
Oh, the can opener is the one that I'm good at.
The can opener just makes a huge splash. Well, the reason you were good at that is because you weighed like 190 pounds.
When I was in first grade.
I mean, listen, you were always a big boy.
Yo, listen.
You know?
I was good for wave pool.
Yeah, you were.
It's
true.
Whatever.
Yeah, you definitely were.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that stuff's fun.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. Good job gainering.
Seriously, good.
Keep
job
getting.
right.
Whoa, dude! What happened to your back? You land on your back also?
Well, let me
Still-
see. Turn around. Nice.
Yeah, and his arm too. Nice, dude.
Nice. A little bit of red.
You got
That was a fail.
What?
That was a fail.
That's on your fail videos.
3 or 4 until I got it.
Listen, it happens. Listen, you got to plow through it. You'll get it eventually, right? Next is what? The standing back flip on the ground? Right? I mean,
I'm gonna have to do it on the air track and then try.
that's fine.
Listen, work your way up, but we expect it by next week.
Just
So
don't hit your head on the board, whatever you do.
yeah,
Right.
don't
Make sure you jump out
Don't
far
Luganus. Don't Luganus.
Don't Luganus it is right.
Don't Luganus.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Do not Luganus it.
Peace out.
That was a good point, bud. Do not Luganus
You don't want to Luganus
You
that.
do not want to Luganus it.
No.
He was legit back in the day.
Greg Luganus.
Greg Luganus.
The
Wow, I haven't heard that name
the
in
more that I
forever.
say
How
this,
did you come
the
up
more,
with
the
that?
more that because we're talking about diving and hitting heads. What else would come to your mind?
True. Fair.
I mean, I,
remember
don't know.
I remember he always had a hard time beating the Chinese guys. The Chinese divers are ridiculous. No,
Okay,
they're still legit to this day. Do we have any good American divers?
That's not a sport I keep tabs on.
Me neither.
Even if it's on in the Olympics, I don't think we've had anyone that's been like.
I like watching diving.
No, I do too. But I'm just saying, I don't know that we've had any like.
Big time American divers.
Yeah, like
I
any
don't think so
major
either.
stories that like kind of like
so either.
sometimes not sometimes all the time the Olympics has like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
like the stories of the athletes
Yes.
who like
Yeah, yeah,
overcame
yeah.
the odds or whatever.
Yeah,
the
I
deal
haven't
was
seen one about a diver.
about diving.
Chinese again are very good at diving.
Very good.
Yeah, I remember. I think they were going up against him at Luganus at the time. It was always him or the Chinese guy. Whatever the guy's name was. Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway,
Yeah,
where were we?
we were just about to talk about the NHL.
Oh, the NHL.
No,
Holy
well,
guacamole!
we were actually talking about Keith Mondillo, and how but Keith is
But
great.
Keith, check out keithmondillo.com.
Yes, his stuff,
Period.
his stuff is very good. You can reach out to him. He's very approachable, but he's super knowledgeable about like NCAA recruiting. Even though even though he's a basketball guy, he knows about football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I mean, it's all the same stuff. He's very tuned into it, but he knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, we got to get him back on for the NCAA 5-for-5 rule.
Absolutely.
That'd be a pretty good idea.
Yo, reach out to Keith.
Yeah.
Shout out Keith.
So, what do you think about the NHL's?
I think that I want Montreal to win.
You do.
I do.
Okay.
I also, it's crazy to see the
Yes.
Avalanche unravel before your face.
What is happening there?
Injuries.
What is happening?
Injuries are happening.
I mean, true, but
Goaltending.
but they had good goaltending.
I'm just saying. What
What is happening there, man? Like, I don't get it. I do not get
Well,
it.
Vegas is pretty nasty.
Yeah, but yes.
Mitch Marner, say what?
Listen, and Jack Eichel, they're both filthy.
You think like Matthews?
Stone, they're all very
Yeah,
legit.
you think Matthews and Tavares and what's his face Nylander? You think they're all?
Nyes.
You think they're happy for him?
For Mitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, buddy. That's a really good question. Some maybe yes, some maybe no.
Yes.
I mean, because I listen. I don't know if this is true. I'm speculating, so don't take this. But take this with a grain of salt. But if I was some of those guys in Toronto, I'd be like, dude, get me the fuck out of here.
Oh. Yeah.
If I was Austin Matthews,
I'd
I'd
be
be
like,
like,
dude.
I'd be like, tell my agent, be like, dude, get me the fuck out of this place,
Peace out.
bro. What do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are saying to themselves watching the Montreal Canadiens like go on a run?
Oh, and also Mitch Marner crushing it in Vegas.
Are they not all like? Are they on like suicide watch right now?
I mean, it's not.
They
It's
have
not
to
happy
be.
days.
They have to be. They have to be on suicide watch.
Not good.
I mean,
But
again,
they have the number one pick. So there's that. There's that to brighten up their days.
and they will take Gavin McKenna.
And then you know what's going to happen. And then
And the Sharks are going to take the dude from Sweden.
the Swedish guy, now
Yeah.
I'm totally blanking on
I
his
am
name.
too. Yeah, but
you're gonna
he's a good player.
He's going to become better than McKenna, just like Leo Carlson is shaping up to be better than Bedard.
Listen, it's very possible. But can I just tell you, Bedard said something today. It was on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's true. He's like, I want to be a Hawk. As long as I'm playing, I want to be a Hawk. You think he's lying?
I think a lot of times athletes say things because that's what they do.
Yeah. Do you think he's telling the truth? I don't.
Maybe. How would I know?
That franchise is a storied franchise in the NHL.
Yes, it is.
They don't do shit.
In a while.
What are they doing? They don't put anything around him.
Not yet. Frankie Nazar is pretty gross.
Frankie Nazar is very good, no question about it. But okay, fine. Nazar's good,
Yeah.
but what else is there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The San Jose Sharks are 1,000 times better hockey team than
Oh,
fucking
and they also have the
Blackhawks.
second pick.
I
Yo,
mean,
Macklin Celebrini is unreal. I was watching some of the world
filthy,
the world
US
championships.
aren't doing too well then, are they?
I don't think they're doing as well as Canada, but they also
Canada's
Canada's got
doing
a
very
stronger
well.
squad.
100%. Canada's much
Yeah.
more NHL.
There's folks on USA. I was like, who? What?
There's a lot of I
Where?
don't say amateurs, a lot of college kids or just out of college kids
Yeah.
that are on the USA team. Canada's roster doesn't look like that.
No, they got like
Sidney Crosby and
Bouchard, Nurse,
Right.
Celebrini,
O'Reilly, I think is there.
O'Reilly.
Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Like that roster looks totally different.
Yeah.
You know?
But anyway, so he's so good, dude.
He's so
good.
He is he's the fact that people are talking about him in the same breath as Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid and like all these guys.
But he's doing the things that they do.
Well, that's what I mean. It's ridiculous that he's that good that this young.
It's unreal.
I was 100% wrong about him. When he was at BU and he came out, I'm like, he's not going to be good.
You were just, but if he was at BC, you'd have been like, oh, this is the next Gretzky. But he's at BU.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Maybe, but like he didn't impress me in college.
Ryan Leonard scored the other night.
Ryan,
I think he had 2 goals, maybe.
Ryan Leonard's good.
Against Hungary.
Ryan Leonard's a great player, but Ryan Leonard is not Macklin Celebrini.
No.
And Ryan Leonard's a fucking awesome hockey player.
Very good.
Like
Very good.
I would take him in a heartbeat on the Devils. He's phenomenal. And,
Yeah.
and again, I like BC, so I would take him in a heartbeat. But he's not Macklin. Macklin is, and apparently Macklin's brother is like even better.
The younger one?
Yeah,
He has an older one.
the younger one. The younger one apparently is like no.
There's
joke.
another Hudson coming, too.
There is.
There's 4 Hudsons.
There is. Yes.
3 of them.
Is this one supposed to be better than the other?
Lars.
3?
Lars Hudson. I
So
don't know.
it's Quinn, Lane, Cole. Lars is the younger one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Listen,
We'll see. They make
Quinn's
good-
on Edmonton.
Quinn's on Edmonton. Yeah, I think it was playing in Bakersfield. I think that's their club, their
Right.
AHL affiliate.
Cole got drafted by the Washington.
By the Capitals.
by the
He's playing with
Capitals, right?
Ryan Leonard now.
Yeah, right. He's playing with Leonard. Exactly right.
He
Yeah.
pulled some crazy moves
Dude,
at the end.
he's been very good. He looks good. He
Wow.
looks just like his brother.
Lane, I don't know. Lane's
He looks just like his brother. They both skate the same.
Lane's unreal.
You know, they both skate the same, but like, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I listen. We started this conversation with you asking me about Mitch Marner. Like, I think some people are happy and some aren't.
Okay, well,
Listen, Mitch Marner is a very. Can you imagine if he wins the Stanley Cup?
and then
Can you imagine if he wins a Stanley Cup?
and what if and like he's the leading point scorer in
I
the
think-
playoffs right now? What if he wins the Conn Smythe?
Oh my god, that would be ridiculous.
If he brings the This is what they were saying on Chicklets. I was listening to this
After
morning.
all of them were saying that he can't get it done in the playoffs.
Right, he's going to bring the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe.
Fucking Vegas.
He's going to bring it back to Toronto when he goes home.
Well, I mean, yeah, and you shove it in their fucking face.
Say,
You're like,
hey,
you're like,
hey, guys.
maybe you guys should have been a little nicer to me, you media dickheads,
Party at my place.
right? right? You can drink out of the cup.
It costs you $5.
You can drink out of the cup if I let you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It's like a
oh,
list.
wait, by the way, you're not invited.
Yeah. A list of people who are
He's
not
like
nice
this.
to him.
He's like this. Hold on.
Yep.
He's like, you guys all didn't write very nice things about me when I was here, did you?
Nope.
He's like, you're not allowed to come. You're not allowed to come. You're not allowed to come.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, and listen, if they get past the Avalanche,
They're going to.
I think they win the Stanley
It's
Cup.
not a matter of if.
You might not be wrong.
There's the Avalanche are not winning the next 4 games.
I don't think so either, but I don't think so either.
No. They're
But
not.
and if again, I think that the winner comes out of the West.
The Stanley Cup champions.
Correct. Yeah, the Stanley Cup winner comes out of the West.
I think that is a true statement if Montreal goes through.
You think that Carolina will give them more of a run for their money?
I think Carolina would be the tougher opponent.
They would. We talked about this last episode. I think you're 100% right.
Without a doubt.
But I think Vegas wins regardless.
Okay.
I think that Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner are on a mission.
They're on a mission.
I mean, dude, they're phenomenal hockey players.
Yeah, they got a lot of talent on the team. And also, that dude Carter Hart, also their goalie, who's went through all that
was
stuff.
a Philly kid. Was a fucking Philadelphia
Tortorella
Flyer.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He went through a lot of stuff with
all that.
with a guy from the Devils. I mean, that was like a whole big shitstorm.
A bunch of them. Yeah. Well, talk about
He's crushing it.
Yeah.
He's crushing it. But didn't they have Logan Thompson, the rookie of the year 2 years ago? Or not
No.
rookie, but he was a nasty rookie. Logan Thomas?
No, Logan Thomas he's from Washington. He was on Vegas before he was in Washington. You're talking about Aiden Hill? Aiden Hill won a cup with them.
I could have swore that Logan Thomas was on the Vegas Golden Knights. Am
Logan
I wrong
Thompson?
about that? Logan Thomas.
Oh, maybe I'm the confused one.
Am I wrong about that?
I don't know who Logan Thomas is.
Or maybe it's Thompson. Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Am I saying his name wrong?
I think so.
Maybe I am.
It's the Washington Capitals goalie.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yep.
But wasn't
yeah.
so? Who's the backup to Carter Hart?
Aiden Hill.
Oh yes. Yes. You're right. Who's also legit.
He won a cup with Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. He's also legit.
Yeah, he's very legit.
I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with all this.
Well, I think we know who's going to win tonight.
You would think so.
And that game's on. So,
It just started though. It started 9.
Oh, it started at 9? Are you sure? It just started at 8?
I'm looking at it right now, buddy. 0-0.
0-0?
Hasn't started yet.
Who's winning?
The Bears. How many people do you think got that, by the way?
Well,
What's the score? Nothing. Who's winning?
The Bears.
The Bears.
Well,
Who do you think? How many got that line?
a lot.
You think so?
I think so.
I hope so. I mean, I would think
mean,
Abe Froman would be very upset if
Abe Froman.
the sausage
Your
king
Abe
of Chicago. Your Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago. Rooney.
When he's like walking down the street with the limp, with the bloody after
Oh
he's
my
attacked by
God,
the dog.
his legs like bleeding and all his pants are ripped.
So good.
So good, dude.
I heard that you were feeling ill, headache, fever, and the chills.
Keep going. Do you remember the rest?
Something about your luck.
I came to help restore
your pluck.
your pluck because I'm the nurse who likes to. And then he slams the door.
You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I didn't, but that's a fantastic line from that, by the way.
Yeah, or when the sister's up in the police station.
And she meets Charlie Sheen.
Yes, Charlie Sheen cameo.
Let me drag him outside. No, that's Major League. another great movie by Charlie
Fuck
Sheen.
you, Joe Boo.
I do it myself.
Anyhow,
Yes.
Now we're just talking
Yes,
lines.
we really
Anyway,
are. But
all
yeah.
right. What else? Anything else this episode?
No, we got some pretty good interviews coming up. So stay tuned. Jimmy Dowd Thursday live on Instagram, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square. We're going to talk some NCAA recruiting, some 5 for 5.
Let's go.
I'm sure we can touch on some NIL money. There's a lot of crazy. Oh, we got to talk some Black Bear too.
Oh yeah, we do.
That's
bad press. Bad Black Bear.
Dude, they hired
Damage control.
major PR company.
Were we watching that together? Did you share with me with Cory Booker?
I think
when he was
I
talking
saw
about
that.
when people like hire like damage control, like
They're running.
they're running.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
and listen, and now Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut is like all up in their grill.
Yeah.
With this because his kid plays ice hockey, so like they're coming after Black Bear.
Yeah, they are.
I'm curious what's going to happen. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't look good for Black Bear.
No, not so good.
I mean, think about that. When the U.S. government comes after you and takes note of what you're doing,
Yeah,
and they don't like it,
yeah.
I mean,
You're either doing something really right or really wrong.
yeah. So we should talk to Jim. I mentioned him. You want to talk some Black Bear, and he said, yeah. So and like I said, and he's got a special guest. I don't know who it is, but there's a special guest that he said may drop in,
Okay, let's go, Jimmy Dad.
which would be pretty sick.
Yep.
Jimmy Dad always brings the action, so
Yeah, he does.
I expect nothing less from him.
New Jersey's finest. Let's go.
100%.
Thursday night, 8:00. And I think that's a wrap, senor.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.
All right, good to see you.
68 in the books.
In the books, game over.
Love it.
Do.
Oh, well, Mario action.
That's what's up.
Okay, let's go.
68.
Later.
Later.